given from who it's
Isn't
from.
wouldn't everything take a week to fence?
Yes, but like he could equal the cost, perhaps.
Okay, I'm back. Shall we start?
Welcome back.
Does anybody want to discuss anything before I do the intro? Like recap?
Do we have a lot of information on the Crystal Chateau, or was that just something that was mentioned and then that was it?
It was.
It wasn't even mentioned. It was mentioned in roleplay, and I was going to say, since Julia had identified that the Earthquake Soul is property of the Crystal Chateau University, some people who will probably have interest or knowledge of it, we should probably roll to see if we can get any information. We might even find out that creating the scroll for Crystal Chateau might, depending on how much knowledge they have, might even tell us where we need to go, perhaps. If we return the scroll. To find the knowledge. To find the knowledge of where we must go, because we don't know exactly where we have to go and find the city.
What does returning the scroll have to do with that?
It could be an in with the university. Like everything, we have to gain trust.
Julian's already Prolix is already practically begging for us to join. We don't need to give them anything.
So you don't think there's any need to maybe find more information from other people?
We can try to find more information. We don't need to get them the scroll.
I'm just saying it's an avenue that we shouldn't just shut down.
Yeah, we have a couple sources too to go on. Like we can find out who the Crystal Chateau is. We also have the Allegiance of Allsight and the Cobalt Soul there, and they have huge libraries to check out, and they're probably very heavy in the scene or know a lot about it. So there's two avenues, and then we can also go see for ourselves and just be like, "Yo, where's the Crystal Chateau?" Be like, "Oh, dope, it's there."
What I will also say is we don't have anybody in Ank'Harel that will fence because the Myriad isn't there. It's another organization.
We can look for buyers ourselves. It's not like we're selling illegal goods.
Having this item, it would be technically probably seen as illegal because it is property of the university. How about this? Maybe we should roll a history.
It was made by the university.
Perhaps stolen by Elogia.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, it's possible because I already thought this too, that if you go and take the scroll anywhere, and then you're trying to sell it back, people are like, yo, that's a prestigious thing, like, and it's an 8th level, like, that means it's stolen. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. You would have to find a real big buyer or someone underground, but then again, we don't know for sure. Unless Grim knows.
What are we sort of deciding on? Whether or not we want to sell this scroll? Is that the level 8 scroll? The
Earthquake one. Unless Grim can fence it and he has a network and we can get 5k for it.
Do we want to sell it? Is this something we want to sell?
Yeah.
So, Grim definitely fence it. It would take a week of us in-game time to go through a week. But
no worries. Let's all agree. Do we want to sell this? Let's start there. We all
I say
agree?
yes.
We want to sell the thing for the money. We want that moolah. Okay, and then so it comes down to where do we sell it? Whether we go on Corel or use Grim? Is that the choices?
Yeah.
All right.
And if we're going to an area where the Crystal Chateau is known, it probably would be a much higher DC rather than selling it into Xhorhas or the Empire over in Wildmount due to the fact that there is no actual university here. People are known of it. And we're going through the Myriad, which Riot and Julian have a connection to. Where over in, because I rolled a history check, over in Ank'Harel, we only know that there's a place called the Veil. Or the Veil, sorry. And we don't really have any connection with them. If we go in and inquire, things can turn out really bad with rolls.
What? Why? Well, let's not talk in rolls, but
But
why would it be bad? You know, enlighten me. I'm not familiar with the Myriad all that well, and I'm not familiar with Ank'Harel at all. If you could enlighten me a bit, what's so bad about selling this thing in Ankara?
We're rival syndicates in a way.
Oh,
Ankarel is very far away from the Clasp as well as the Myriad and a couple other factions. Um, I do not know if the Myriads had any positive or negative um, situations between each other or events. All I know is that we will be technically a rival syndicate going onto somebody else's territory.
hmm.
And depending on how we inquire, depending on if we lie to them or if we seem untrustworthy, or things can turn out very wrong, and we could
Sure.
be watched or attacked. In this area, we at least have an inn. We are known. People, our names are somewhat known within the syndicate.
And you,
I think
that's
they're
Grim.
valid points.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for explaining that to me. So Grim is your source here.
Grim is the source here.
Oh, okay. And
It would
go ahead.
it would take about a week or so, maybe even a little bit longer, depending, to find a buyer.
And so, Julian, you were sort of voicing other options or concerns about selling here.
There weren't really any concerns about selling here per se. I was just saying that I think you guys are a bit too paranoid about selling an anchor.
Have you ever
But we
been
can
on
sell
Krell?
it here. Nope.
It's better to use what we know, or what you guys know personally, rather than just stepping into new territory. It's a risk, but there's also the risk of what we can do, of also just actually returning it to the chateau and just being like, hey, this is who had it last. Are you guys missing it? Or blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, oh, slight chance. Maybe here's a reward, but that's good faith right there. At least it gets you good with the chateau.
I don't think we should do that. We should just sell it to who we know will give us gold for it.
So you think, Julian, you'd prefer the gold over potential favor with another faction?
Yeah.
Tom even wrote, when using the syndicate fences, you run no risk of double cross or other mishaps in finding a buyer. With his syndicate, it takes 20% of the sale as a priceless finder fee.
So if you look to maximize profits, just something you guys should also consider.
Well, this certainly seems to be quite a hot topic.
I mean, everyone
Julian
can use
explained
gold.
where he stands. Where's everybody else stand?
I think either way are valid. Gold makes everything go round, and it's how we survive and how we're gonna live, and stuff that we need to possibly delve deeper into this quest that we have. I know I can use it for inks and spells, and that's a lot of money. So it's not bad to sell it, but also gaining a favor of a very prestigious place in a brand new land gives us a one-up.
Well, I think selling it would be a better choice. I don't know on Corel, and I don't know this allegiance of all sight either. But what would happen if we go to show favor and provide this scroll and explain how we came across it, and they didn't believe us?
We can all say that we've never put us under a truth, and we can say it and ask us, have we ever been to Ankral? And we can say no.
They would also
What's
have
the-
3 members of the Cobalt Soul vouching for everyone there as well.
What's
You
the
mean-
rarity of this scroll?
Very rare.
It's
Really?
level 8. Yeah, it's level 8.
It's level 8. It's one lower than the top spell casting.
Let's just sell it here. Who cares about 20% of gold at that point?
And also, even if, for example, if fencing, We might even get a person that will pay more, given the fact the syndicate will normally ask for more money than what it's actually worth. So there's a higher chance, even though we'll lose 20%, there's a high chance we might get at least a little bit more money and a lot less trouble and heat on ourselves.
We try to sell it for 6,000 then.
We'd be giving it to Grim to sell for us, and
Yeah.
he'd be the one doing the interaction.
We can also ask for a price though too. Be like, hey, we want X amount. Try to make it happen.
We could. I was also thinking of fencing at the same time, perhaps if he could, the scrying gem that we found, for a little bit more money. Or orb. I also have a book here too, that I took from the shelving that I think that could make for a decent amount of money at the same time as well.
That gem could also be used for spell components.
Yes, higher level spells, which I don't think we have been able to reach yet. But we can always hold on to the gem for as long as needed. I have it in my pack safely.
I would hold on to it personally, because that way if we ever do get in a pinch, we have something rather than just fronting all this money.
Okay. So we'd be looking at the 8th level scroll, and I have a book of Celestial Spheres. Celestial Spheres. Spheres that I would be looking at. Fencing.
Book of what?
Celestial spheres.
Celestial. Is that a magic item?
No, it's a book.
It's just a regular book.
Yep, it has no magic to it.
Okay. Yeah, let's sell both of them.
Also, something else. I'm not sure if you're able to do this, Melina, but I could always hold on to this 5th level spell, and then when you've copied it into your spell book, perhaps we take time to create spell scrolls, and then if we are ever low in money, we can sell them.
There's no way you have 5th level spells, right? What?
I have 2 2
you have a
second
scroll,
level
my bad.
scrolls, and then I have another one that's like summon Draconics or something.
That's
have it
in
here in my notes.
my inventory.
Yeah, summon Draconic Spirit. Yeah, I can always write stuff. It just takes time and it just takes money, but it's always possible.
But we can always use that to fund us. If we are ever in a pinch, we can perhaps copy scrolls, and then that way we can either go through the Veil or even go up to other places that deal with enchantments and magic to get us money if that is the need or ever need for you.
Yeah, because right now, as it stands, I think I need 200 gold just to copy the 2 second level spells. And then I also have my personal debt to pay off, and then whatever we might need for future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, selling scrolls and taking the time to do that, as long as we have the time, it's possible to make more money.
And
I have a calligraphy kit, if that matters.
We have a week to spare. I mean, I could, if I get more spices, then I can make more food for us, and perhaps even making money at the tavern here while we wait a week.
Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of which, Riot, I got you something.
His ears would perk up and look at you.
Julian will go into the pocket in his bag that put the Hubert handy spice pouch in and get it over to him. Here you go. I think it's a common magic item, but I think you'll find great use of it.
Oh, thank you. I will definitely. Do you know how it works?
Common. I think it's like a bag of holding, but with spices. You just reach into it, ask for whatever spice you want.
Well, you know what? If we have this time for fencing, then maybe Melina can identify it for me, so I can figure it out. I don't know if I don't want to ruin it if I mess up, but perhaps that would be very useful, and I'll make some delicious meals for us.
Mom, identify! Mom!
Basically.
Mom!
Use your powers!
Wizard! Come here, wizard! Whip!
Yeah, this is all you're good for! Ponder your orb! Yeah, Melina will look at it. She'll say, I can look at it later tonight. Right now, we're in the Well, we're currently in the ready room, kind of bouncing
Yeah.
all over the place from last time, so I can do it before going to sleep and all that stuff, because I'm sure she'll be up a little late.
But if you want, I can. If anybody would like to come with me to see Grim, I know Julian perhaps
come.
would like to meet.
Yeah.
All I will say is he's very perceptive, and he normally has a couple people watching me whenever I'm in. So do not do anything
As expected.
foolhardy.
Mhm.
I would go.
But-
I would just say everyone, just to make it easy.
If you really want to, sure.
I mean, I'm gonna go because I have a debt to pay.
Okay.
Cool. To aid you guys, I'm going to set the scene a little bit, just so everybody knows who and what is where, etc. Sort of picking up from where we last left off, as always. You found yourself back in Bazazan, within the Ready Room in Tavern. As your party finds a measure of respite this evening, you reflect on your recent success, plan your next steps forward. Having survived your delve into Betrayer's Rise and found an ancient prayer site of Avandra, I'll put us on the map. Let it load meanwhile. The Jewel of Three Prayers in your possession glows with divine eminence, its power awakened to beckon you onwards, to follow in the footsteps of Elixian toward the distant continent of Marquette. To aid you in your venture, you have received offers from both Question of the Cobalt Soul and Prolix of the Allegiance of Allsight to join them as they are ready to return home to Ank'Harel. Perhaps with the aid of these academic factions, you will find further answers regarding the Jewel and the Apothea. The tavern in which we find ourselves in is abuzz with patrons this night, both soldiers of the Bazazan garrison and the skyship's crew add to the cacophony of voices and clanking tankards. Your group, you find a seat at a table near the bar, perhaps, or otherwise are free to go about as you wish. You may take your time to rest, recuperate, have a word with any of the individuals here as you plan your next moves forward. With all that being said, seems like you guys already know what you want to do, so go ahead. Take off.
The one thing I would say we do before we leave this tavern is perhaps show Viren the planar device that we found to the
Baron
abyss.
Phyllis?
Yes. To show him that we have this item and that it's still being created, and let him destroy it.
Or
Well,
do what he sees fit?
I would say, yeah, we need to let Varen know. It's possible that this portal, or the abyss, maybe slowly with time will start to close and it'll become harder for the demons to pour out, or maybe it was just one of many, but at least we got one. But I would actually say I think it should be Zeno to break it. Zeno had much ties to this place after what the Gloomstalkers had done to him and his cohort in the Ashen Peaks. Maybe some closure for you here. And then she would look at Zeno while saying that.
Yeah, I would appreciate the honor, and yeah, I look forward to it. I will break it. I'll break it here.
We should show Varen first before you break it. Show that it's functional. That we're destroying it now.
Why? Why not just break it here?
To let him
Make
know
some
that
of
these
it.
things are still being created.
Give it a little pizzazz.
Yeah. My little theater can go a long way, gain some favor, maybe.
You folks just constantly play your politics. I don't understand why you just don't take direct action. Just do. But if this will make you happy, your little games, sure. I can wait a little longer. Where everybody is in this
Yes.
room, I would still continue. I would pick up the conversation I was having with Isorin, actually. Before I actually probably would have even talked to the group about the disc and Varen.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I say we do what we want to do here in the ready room, and then we can make our stops along the way. Since we're already here, that way we're not going back and forth a ton. It's getting late in the evening.
So, Isorin, I was curious. It seems as if you work for Grim. Is that true? Do you work for Grim?
He gives you a negative answer. He works for the skyship crew, rather than the local offloader. His employer currently is Captain Anita Shanty, sitting across the room.
I see. I'm curious, when is your ship departing? I'm asking, when is the next scheduled departing of the skyship?
That all depends on the captain, does it not?
It's fair. I just know that I assume that mass transportation usually sticks to a tight schedule so that everybody can be accommodated and know when, but that's fair.
We had a mission, we fulfilled it. I do believe we're due to depart in a few days' time. Perhaps tomorrow, perhaps the day after. We're making our last preparations now.
Good to know. My party here, we had, as you know, just returned from Betrayer's Rise. In the depths of that abyss, we learned a couple things. In fact, learned a bit about a vestige of divergence, which is pointing us in the direction of Ankarel. I think that would be the next place to keep on a journey that it seems that we're on beyond our own choosing. It's almost like divine intervention in its own way. I'm curious, is there an easy way to get a ride on the skyship if it is heading towards Ankarel? Beyond just the
I myself had to earn my fair pay and voyage. I have been working on board a ship for several years now. I've taken up contracts in Ankarel, and the Rumadan Desert presents plenty of opportunity of work. My most recent venture had me work with the Alpharan Union in Ankarel. Therefore, my voyage is paid for by my dues. I had serving as a shipman, you see, aboard the skyships. Even a ship requires cooks, and I am both a cook and a warrior. A cook that doubles as security gets 4 times the coin. You see, aside from delivering a few scholars to Badazan for their respective research, our crew was tasked with fetching and delivering some special cargo. So, they need muscle, so to speak. That's how I have earned my due.
Gotcha. Trying to make sure nobody's chatting with me here. Alright, good deal. That's good to know. Well, as I said, it seems Ankarel is our next stop. Whether that be via transport, skyship, or other means. I hope to see you in that city sometime future. But
If you're
that's where
looking
I'll
for
be should you need me.
contracts in Icorel, you'd find plenty of luck working with one of the manufacturers there. A blonde hunter could always make a quick coin by finding work there or participating in a bowl of judgment. A ground tournament of sorts, you see, hosted by the Scarbearers faction. So, best of luck for you there.
Thank you for that tip. You said the Scarbearers faction.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what type of cargo was your order trying to acquire, anyways?
You've ever had a close encounter with a Drassian sandworm?
Now that you mentioned it, actually.
Along with delivering and purchasing some general goods from the Menagerie Coast, the captain was tasked with capturing Dross in Sandworm, yet he's been kept caged and fed in the ship's lower deck. A few days ago, the worm was tracked down in the barbed fields and captured thanks to the teamwork of the ship's crew, myself, and those folk over there. We captured it, as we were commissioned to do by Shahid Kardor, the suave ringmaster of the Boulder Judgment in the River District. You see, the ringmaster's something of a collector, an avid monster collector, and pays handsomely. The biggest beast tends to fetch the biggest coin. So should the worm survive the voyage, it will be used in the tournament.
Oh, this worm that you found, we actually came across one on our way here to Betrayer's Rise. Did the one that you found, did it have any markings, any, I guess, somewhat recent scars on it?
Yeah, poor fucker's blind in one eye. Made it fit for an easy target.
I saw and found the one that we killed, or maimed. We were lucky to get away from that one, but unfortunately it kind of got the best of the ogre that was accompanying us, even the captain. Well, I guess that's some kind of justice.
Bloodshed yet, you could always come and take a look at the tournament and see it in action some more. Perhaps even participate.
Do you think that your captain would be looking for more muscle to make sure this worm doesn't escape, since it already got out once? Perhaps you could use more hands.
I couldn't tell you. You'd have to talk to her directly. I am but a cook.
Well, I guess I could replace you in that department. I'm a cook too.
Yeah, you're driven.
The tattoo on your hand, is that something that... Well, actually, hold on, let me backtrack. Hold on. Actually, let's just ask... you had mentioned something of you belonging to the Ghost Slayers. I know there's different factions from what I've learned from Xeno here, but is it common for you to travel by yourself? Or if not in a group? Are there more of you here?
That depends on the season and the stages of my life. I was always alone, and I'm still quite alone, have my crew. But my family has been part of the Order of the Ghost Slayers for the past 3 centuries. We have history. Our past marks us as one with the oldest orders among the Blood Hunters. I am of House Song Ballot. I serve the Raven Queen, so in a way I'm never alone. In a way the High Clergy always has my back. Ever since the dawn of the Julius Dominion and the days of the Morrow War.
I was always told that it was the Blood Hunters who were the ones who were responsible for having the dead walk the earth there.
Somewhat true, I suppose. Depending on your knowledge of history, I don't suppose you'd be down for a small lecture.
I always have time. It's nice to know what's happened in the past, something that the books don't always want to tell the truth of.
I'll keep it short. It is said that the High Cleric made a pact with the Devil of the Nine Hells to gain the power to repel the Vendilion Empire 300 years back. However, the bargain came at a cost. The Morrow Valley was overrun with, as you said, undead. Our order, the founder, I believe his name was Orman. He prayed to the Raven Queen for help. It is said that she was the first ground declared order, a secret of Eocraft, Bloodmint. So together with Orman and his declared order, House Sumbalet fought to banish these fiendish undead from the realm. But this unfortunately led to the Empire's eased advance upon the Dominion, and the war was lost to the Empire. We'll sure you know the rest. Blame as we were for summoning forth Hell's spawn, the Empire had us go into hiding. Though we never ceased our conquest to protect the land from threats beyond the veil. That is my family's history, as far as I've heard it from my parents and their parents before that. Myself, I was born really. Must have been 44 years ago. 791 was diversions. Then, when I underwent the Hunter's Bane ritual and was initiated to the Ghost Slayers, the Oer, upon my 8th summer, I spent my youth under the tutelage of Elias de Corvo. Those of us who've heard of Elias de Corvo, the master of the Alta ruins, tamed amongst us blood hunters. I've seen much over the years under his tutelage. It is actually near there that I've dealt with your kind, Zeno. I dealt with tamed lycanthropes before. Don't know if you ever heard of a place by the name of Castle Lorelei, over by the Sirendrine Forest. House Lorelei of the Moonweaver, and the Ghost Slayers of the Mason Raisin. I have a long-standing history of collaboration when it comes to hunting the unnatural. But I don't want to overburden your ears.
No,
Will you,
it's.
will
Oh,
you
go
share
ahead.
that? No, yeah, I'm very interested. Can you share that maybe in chat or something? That location? I just don't know how to type it out.
The Sirendrine Forest,
Iron
Castle Lorelei.
I have to say, it's noble what the hunters still do today. I've always been told to keep you at arm's length, and for you, and for Zeno here too, and what I've seen with his abilities, though still foreign to me, I give you much respect for even all the hate that you still have through the land. You still take on the fight every day, risking your lives. I think perhaps I was quick to judge, and I would apologize for that.
I won't say quit to judge. Many of us who don't undergo the taming do lose themselves and become the very monsters we're fighting, and there are many, many of them. And we are tasked with putting them down, too, from time to time. Putting them down is part of our job. So, do not feel guilty. You are somewhat justified.
I'll add to that.
Yeah,
I'll
go
add
ahead.
to that, Melina. Speaking to you, Melina. No, I absolutely agree with this Soren here. You don't have to apologize. This isn't anything that is new to us, though appreciate your sentiment. I would also maybe add a little bit too, from my stance, from my history that was passed down through me. And so I feel that our order, while there's particular opinions out there on this continent, we righted our wrong. And despite that fact, we can't just erase history. What happened, happened. Which is exactly why we continue doing what we had promised to do. Defend the good and purge the evil.
I hope you were able to find some closure here today, and with the breaking of this portal that we can contain, or that we have in our possession, hopefully for both of you it's something to be proud of.
Speaking of his sword, it is one item that we did discover there in the depths. It's an abyssal anchor. If left in a stagnant place for a period of time, it can open up a rift to the abyss, allowing fiends, demons, devils to pour through. We were able to pluck it out of that Betrayer's Rise. We mean to destroy it here, and I intend to separate the pieces.
That'd be wise. Kira's device. Self-contained rift. There were serious down this before, done on such a minute scale. I've seen deer out there in the wilds, but this is different. If you were meaning to take it apart, that'd be wise. Components could be reused. After all, it is only the sum of its parts.
I'm not sure I understand that. Are you saying this this is just one piece of many, or it once broken down, it's only as good as being whole.
There are
does
many
contain mercury.
useful components to this.
I see.
Mercury, gemstones, the copper that you may use elsewise in a
I see.
more good-aligned way.
Understood.
Actually, for my notes, there's 4 gemstones in it, I believe. Or 3? I think there's 4. How much would those be appraised for? So I can put them in.
If I have to guess, about 100 gold pieces each, depending who is selling them to, of course.
Of course. GP each. Mercury within an orb. Of rift disc. I wouldn't have anything else.
Don't either. It was a pleasure meeting you, Discern. I hope to see you again.
I hope this is the last. And if it is, may you die a good death.
Lena will just smile and nod, not wanting to die a good death per se, like that hard.
Would you rather die a bad death?
No, I mean it's not like that's her thing. She would just say like, yeah, you know,
Patient.
yeah.
You don't want to die a shaheed?
Don't want to what?
Nothing is like. Don't worry about it. It's an Arabic joke. Don't worry about it.
No, you're coming in a little distorted.
Am I? One second.
It was just for a tiny bit. I don't know if it's now.
I just switched my inputs. Maybe it's low.
Yeah, a little bit still.
I'll fix it.
Julian, what are you holding?
I
You have a
don't
little.
know. What's this black
red
thing on
thing.
my token?
No, you have a red thing you're carrying.
I think that's the amulet.
That
I'm not
is one of Aloysia Teflan's tablets that you're carrying, Melina.
Oh, okay. I just can't touch it or anything. I just have it in my. It's in my pockets.
Fair enough.
What are these black things on our tokens, by the way?
Your telepathy.
Oh,
It's up for another hour.
Oh. Oh, I took it off. I'll put it back on.
I think. Oh no, I included Millie.
Yeah, I took it off. I didn't know if that was just by an accident or anything. Well, with that, fuck, hold on. I have a list of things. Like the idea.
Start shopping.
Just okay. Well, since we're in here, does anybody want to check on the Maroon 6 and see how they're doing? Seemed like there's a little bit of discourse. They said they're going to take the tablet, but maybe see how they're holding up.
Right. Well,
They are.
I
was gonna
I was just going to give you a little hint towards that, but you can keep going.
Well, I was going to say they're also talking to the other Vermilion Dream member. I don't have her name in front of me, but I have it somewhere. Yeah, Neem. I always keep thinking Nim, like the Secrets of Nim, but it's Neem. Wouldn't hurt to if we all go over there and be like, "Yo, so what's up with your coworker trying to fucking kill us?"
You want to confront her right now?
I'm not going to so much trying to start a fight with her, but I just would like to check in on the Maroon 6 and see how they're doing. It seemed like there was a little bit of discourse. Unless nobody else wants to add anything.
I can tell you from just observation, she looks like she has gotten something she very wants. I feel like the term for some folk is the cat got the cream. But from Irvin's demeanor, he looks very, and Riot's saying this quietly to Melina, so like other people can't hear them speaking this. He
Can't
seems
speak telepathy.
he seems
Telepathy.
unsettled. Okay, saying no. Yes, sure. Saying
Just so you know, telepathy only works between you, Julian, and your targets. They don't gain telepathy
Pretty sure-
between each other. You can reread it if you want, but maybe I'm wrong.
he looks unsettled. It looks like something is bothering him while we were having drinks, but he just gave me the sense that everything will be okay. But I am worried for him. I'm worried for the party. Normally, Elogia is at the head of the table, but she's not right now.
Well, Aloysia would be wise to not show her face here after what she tried to do. I've already lost a little bit of respect and renown for this Vermilion Dream. I know the actions of one doesn't, create the overall view of an organization, though, but it's not a good start. But I didn't see any of the Ruidium while we were inside the Betrayer's Rise, and it looks like they may have gotten what they wanted. Curious, we just never came across it. Galsariad's already getting a little testy.
Big for his britches, I'd say.
Yeah, he's always been a little unwieldy. He has potential. He's very into his craft and everything, but it's like there's a little bit of a wedge being driven, a little power struggle. Just hope AO can hold fast and get everything under control. I would just hate to see them working for the Vermilion Dream.
Just so you know, when we were in the Crystal Chamber, Irvin sided with Io and Maggie and Dermot. Galsariad was up for knocking us out and taking the item.
I don't know why he wouldn't believe us. I mean, the man believes in gravity. He's a graviturgist. He can manipulate it, but it's something that can't be seen. But he believes it's physically there. We told him that we've had this dream. We spit up the salt water. They've also had the visions. I wouldn't know why he would not believe in such a thing, or not believe us.
Lol, you believe in gravity.
He does.
He said that there's no physical proof. Why believe a dream? Why believe in faith? There's nothing physical about it.
Well, that's the point I was making, was why believe in gravity? I mean, you can't interact and touch it, though, but he manipulates it still. He knows it's there. He just doesn't... I don't think it's just the position that he wants to be in. I think he wants to be top dog.
Perhaps it's something you should talk to him, because he thinks that all of us are lesser.
Well, I've been slowly trying to gain his trust is purely from an academic level, but anything else than that, well, he's already had some bad run-ins with former members of our group.
Which one of the Rune 6?
Galsariad, the wizard.
What bad run-ins did you have in the past? Perhaps that predated me joining you back at Emerald Loop.
It was just down talking, but it was also what was Hunter's character's name? I can't remember.
Galvin?
Galvin, yeah, right?
Yeah, Galvin.
I meant for Galvin.
I wanted it always. Yeah, go ahead.
When we finished the little event in Jigao that we won, the little against the shark, I found this pellet of dryness, and I asked him to identify it for me, and he said it was nothing of importance. And I have seen Melina cast Identify before, and I knew he was lying to me. And he has down-talked me and called me, no, I'm not serious, and I have never truly been serious, and this is before you met me, but Calvin, my mentor, might have got a little heated and almost picked a fight with him to tell him to show respect to those he might not even believe that are on his intellectual level, but it was a very high tension between the Maroon 6 and us for a small bit because of him.
Oh, I see. Was your mentor just sticking up for you?
I believe he was.
He was a little hot-headed. But, well, he's with the Aurora Watch now, or at least whatever he's doing. But Are they like is the Maroon Six like actively engaged? Like there's like a constant back and forth between the table between them and Neem.
Oh yes, they're pretty much part of a buzz of the room.
Okay.
We agreed that we're gonna get the scroll fenced here, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna go for the money, then yeah, might as well just fence it here then.
Okay. Julian's gonna go back over to Prolix and question. And say, hey Prolix, our group is going to stay here in Zoxan for another week as we gain more supplies and prepare for the next adventure. Would you mind waiting a week before teleporting back?
I mean, we have a corpse that needs reporting back, and the sooner we return to report to our superiors, the better. But I suppose if it's really something urgent that you must finish,
It is.
he looks toward
Thank you for being so understanding.
Telepathically to Julian, is there a reason why you want to, just overhearing from the bar, is there a reason why you want to have him and question wait a week?
They're the one with the teleportation tablet that we...
No, we have it.
You have...
We have Aloysius. We have one, and I'm waiting to go over there to ask him to see if he knows where this tablet exactly goes.
We can also talk to the captain. See if he needs guards or anything. If we get money, that gives you time to copy down spells.
It only takes about I gotta look real quick. Either 2 to 4 hours per spell. So just a little bit of time I need. Maybe just the morning and afternoon. It's not the longest thing, and not for such of these levels, but, or excuse me, not for such of these scribes, but, or scribings. Whatever. Words on paper. We're going over to Prolix and seeing Julian go over there. Prolix, it's good to see you again. I hope everything's going well for you. We'll hopefully be leaving here in the next week or so.
Sounds like I'm not leaving tomorrow, so next week it is, yes. But, hey, I'm glad to see you are alive, your whole team. Kudos to you guys. I wish I was there to witness it all. It sounds awesome. But,
I'm sorry, it's the mouth breathing for me. I love it though. Sorry. Anyway, well, maybe it was a great thing that you weren't there. It was such horrors that I don't think I'll be able to ever forget them. Fascinating things that we learned. Question would be able to fill you in as much as myself, Nia, or any of the groups. So if you have any questions, please let us know.
you see like a mixture of like both awe and like a palement of fear as his face grows a little bit like brighter and paler as you describe the horrors within, but that he's so curious to hear all about, but also terrified to witness.
I wanted to ask Aloysia, well, it's no secret what she was there for now. Excuse me, I had to backtrack it just a tiny bit. Does Prolix know about everything that Aloysia was looking for? Did we fill them in?
Question filled me in about what she witnessed within, yes.
Then...
Quite a venture.
Yeah, well, we were lucky to escape with our lives. She would have nearly brought down the whole place on top of us, on top of the shrine. But before she departs, something fell from her robes. We were able to recover, it looks like, some teleportation tablets. I have one for the group, for us to travel. And we have one other for our companions over there. They want to stay on this adventure with us. But I wanted to ask you if you know perhaps where these inscribings or these runes, exactly where they might go in Ankarel. Kind of give us a little bit of insight.
Where can you get like a scroll scribed in Ankarel? What are you asking, sorry?
No. Like if I show him the tablet, does that have any like markings or anything that he would be able to look
where
at?
does the tablet with the red runes on it go?
Yeah.
I suppose I could identify it.
Oh, I sure. I could do it. I thought you may just know off the top of your head. But you have.
Oh, well, I am
you have
familiar
history
with the
there.
tablets made by my organization and that of the Cobalt Soul. The ones tied to the Sigil District, the ones tied to our teleportation circles, but there are many all over Marquette, and unless identified, I would not be able to pinpoint you exactly to where it goes, and even then, might be an enigma.
Yeah. I mean, in that time, if he wants to take the time to
He doesn't.
identify it.
If you hand him over the thing, you see him like just hover his hand over it in like one action. Well, it goes to Ankarel, right? It's a little bit further than the Sigil District. I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of, let's see, these runes. And he begins like comparing runes to some sigils that he has like along his like notebooks. And you begin to understand like some of his study along the archaeology also goes into like the arcane side of it, and really broad strokes for this professor here. And he begins to comparing some of the sigils and the runes on the stone to some in his notes to the point where he goes, the Suncut Bazaar is a market in Al-Karel. These runes are pointing somewhere in that proximity. I would not be able to pinpoint any closer without activating the runes.
No, that's quite all right. You've given us a lot, though. But this bazaar, is it like a well-traveled thing? Like, is it a safe area in a district?
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's very well traveled, but Al-Karel is a bit city, and I mean, I suppose anything is safe for a lot of you guys. You guys took on Betrayer's Rise. I would go to Sunken Bazaar by my own self. Plenty of pickpockets and the like, and bandits. You wouldn't want to go past curfew. Of course, we have the guards, the Hands of Ore, to protect us, but it's relatively safe. Depends. The real issue is he doesn't know exactly where in the bazaar he's pointing out to, and from the way he's talking about, the bazaar is humongous. It's like 100 plus tents, right? It's a big place.
What was the name of the bazaar?
Suncut Bazaar.
Suncut Bazaar. Okay. I'm trying to write down all this stuff. Oops, I put it into 2 words.
Personally, I would stick to what we know. I cannot guarantee you where these rules go exactly, but my tablet, I know it is attuned to the sigil circles. It's a sigil district right by the Crystal Chateau and the Tellus Schoolhouse upon our campus.
What exactly... Oh, go ahead, Julian.
I was gonna just give my support for that idea. I think if Prolix in question are willing to wait a week for us, we should go with them.
I mean, if they're willing to.
I mean, if it's really important, whatever it is you guys are doing to make to make it even harder to resurrect our companion here, I trust your judgment.
It is very important. Thank you for understanding.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll talk.
The call's yours.
Julian,
action consequences, to both sides.
Yeah. Julian, if you're walking away, are you done with Prolix, Julian, or no?
Yep.
Oh.
Walking away.
If you're still holding a telepathic bond, she'll be like... She's picking up on what you had said earlier about the week, though. But why was it that you wanted to... Telepathically, she's talking to you. Julian, they do hold the body of a curator for the Cobalt Soul. I mean, we have a tablet. We can get there ourselves.
I mean, it's their decision if they want to wait for us or not.
Oh. Unless we can find someone who can try to keep Wadjet's body. What's the word? I'm not trying to use the word gentle repose.
From decomposing?
Yeah, from decomposing. Maybe perhaps the medic here in the or the doctor in the infirmary. Maybe she has something to give her a little bit of a longer expiration date.
Maybe.
She's already expired.
She what?
She's already expired.
No, I'm trying to not use game sense or game words.
I'm using life sense.
Whatever. Sure, but whatever
She's
she
unalive,
has
yeah.
to keep her. Yeah, I'm gonna unalive her. You know what I mean, though.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you can just cast frostbite on her, keep her on a black vice.
Oh goodness.
I don't think that'll work.
What's with the long face there, dragon lady? Here's your cup, here's your beer, like you ordered, but you seem a little bit down.
Are we gonna? Sorry,
Oops.
continue.
The bartender's referred is talking to Nia, because she's all by her lonesome on the other side of the bar for like the past hour.
Nia has kind of, with everything that's happened, Nia has kind of just like sunken into herself and is kind of just like sitting in the corner and just kind of like, after having downed her cup with Julian, she kind of like went off to the side and is just kind of nursing the new drink that that was given to her, and she's just a little haunted and haunted of like just all the imagery that's gone by her in Betrayer's Rise, and is kind of just trying to like compartmentalize, because that's scholar that she is. She compartmentalizes things.
I know that
and
face.
Trying to compose herself.
I know that face. I've seen it plenty of times among many soldiers here. But I can tell you one thing, you won't find whatever you're looking for at the bottom of that cup.
You may be right, but for right now, this cup. But don't worry. I probably won't find the bottom of too many more.
Alright, well, if you need a place to stay, we do have some rooms, even though the fire took out half my lodgings. We do have some barracks remaining, and for you and your friends.
Thank you.
This one is on a house. He slides you another
Wait.
full mug before returning back to the station.
Wait, I'm asking this out of character because
Sup?
Julian's not close enough to hear this conversation. Was there
Sure.
a fire here nearby? That we?
Yeah, when you first
that was
entered,
mentioned
it's,
that I'm-
it's in character. When you first entered, I described the smell of cinder on the air. The building next over was completely incinerated. The roof collapsed in,
right.
and you can see like holes in the floor and shit. And when you walked
I
into
remember that
the first floor, you saw that like one of the hallways was like entirely closed off with a sign that said like, closed due to fire.
I remember that now. I forgot.
Yeah. 10 days have passed. A lot of has transpired since then.
Speaking of sleeping, are we gonna keep sleeping in the temple this week, or do we want rooms?
I won't lie, an actual bed sounds actually pretty nice. The washroom,
Is that-
everything else. I
Yeah,
like
bed-
it.
That does sound nice.
I have nothing against the earth and what it provides. It's just, I'm sore.
No offense, right?
It's fine. I might stay there a few nights for myself to see if I can talk to the Wild Mother and perhaps tend Fogholm's garden sometime during this
How
week.
much are rooms?
Do you ask the bartender?
Yeah, I'll ask him. How much are rooms?
Let me look it up. It was dirt cheap, because after all, we're just renting a room with a cot and stuff. I'll find
I
out in a
remember
second.
the food and drinks being like coppers.
Yes, I want. You're making me like dig up my notes from like days ago.
While he's looking,
Yeah.
for everyone else, waiting 10 days for the fencing, that's like, or however long it takes, that's totally fine. My only concern is that we have the body of a curator who is gonna not be able to be resurrected, possibly with all the magic that's back in Ankarel. The longer the body goes, soured and it's in the air, the longer that process, or the harder it's going to become. We can let Prolix and them take the tablet back. They'll be safe. We can go to the bazaar. It's a little bit of a rough crowd from what Prolix had talked about, but I think we can handle our own.
There's always a safe way. We found out from Asoran that we can even take the skyship, and that would be a much safer avenue rather than jumping into a place we don't know. He already says that he was a cook and also one of the people that defended the ship as well, and we are very well used to defending, and I'm a cook as well. We all have attributes that this skyship could probably use. Depending on what is needed, we might be able to just get a cheaper passage, even through that. And then we can use the tablet in trade or something, or even use the tablet if we get into a stickier situation we can't defend ourselves from.
I mean,
It
I
could
would
be
yeah.
a way out in case. We have one, so I mean, if the skyship has an issue, we could always use it to get off. But I mean, I think we're going to be delving into some dark areas.
It's possible. I don't know what the road ahead has, but I would like to keep the tablet for as long as possible. But I don't want to leave everything we're up to, and we're like on the cusp of always learning more with Elixion, and I'd hate to just sit around. But if the Sky Captain's willing to have us be aboard, then so be it. But I don't think we should be able to afford a full ticket. That's asking way too much. At that point, I'd rather just take the tablet then and be instantly there. If she can use our services, defense, soldiers, arcane knowledge, or just anything, I mean, I'd be willing to return some kind of service, though. But as of right now, we don't have a lot of gold, and depending how our friends deal with such things, it's kind of up in the air.
The only way to find out is for us to ask.
If you can talk to Prolix about seeing if the infirmary has ways of preserving a dead body, and if not, then make a suggestion that he's free to go on without us if he wants to. At the end of the day, it's his choice, though.
Losing a curator is a hard thing for the library. It's a powerful position. There's much respect, much knowledge. They've earned it. It'd be proper to have have the body go back. If a true resurrection was to be possible, I don't think the library would want to lose such valuable insight with someone and what they can bring. If you want to ask, or I'll just go ask. Fuck it. Prolix, I'm back again. You spent a lot of time here, and I think we stayed one night. I can't remember her name, but the doctor at the infirmary, do you think there's a way, have you ever seen it possibly before in your, while walking by in your studies, that if she's able to preserve a body longer?
Well, we had Sura brought to Bertha Deer earlier after you returned. She's already at the infirmary, at the morgue, rather, along with the other bodies. We're not keeping her, in our room. Just wrapped up. They already brought her to the morgue.
Yeah, if she's at the morgue, but I'm asking him if he knows, since he spent the most time here, if he's seen the doctor in the infirmary.
Preserve bodies for spell work?
Yeah.
He's not sure. He's not familiar with a doctor to know her capabilities, unfortunately. He knows that she's a capable healer and at combat triage, but most bodies in Bezalzan end up as ash.
Okay.
Nonetheless, they agreed to keep her here because at the end of the day, the goal is to inter her if resurrection is not possible, right? So, and the Prolix trusts you that whatever you do here is of most import.
I'd like to personally have the body brought back as soon as possible. I guess on our way.
They could also just bring it back via ship. They can just put it on the ship.
What, the body?
Yeah. They can stay here and put a body on the ship to have, not Sura, have Wadjet go on the ship, right? Because she's one of the passengers, and just return with the body. She'll take the voyage, and you guys will take the sigil tablet, teleportation tablet, to have 8 days ahead of the ship to sort of report what transpired and stuff, or whenever you guys are ready, if you want to take a week, because some of you are already purchasing keys and rooms.
Yeah, I would just hate to have the body like decomposed to the
Now I
point
think
where
I'm
it's
just
like,
thinking the same pace as you guys. I'm partially running the game, and also like no, like probably the best plan that they'll do as NPCs is take Wadjet and have her deliver the body via ship, them being passengers.
Sounds good.
There's no logic or some reason to leave her in the morgue here for a week. It's silly. Not to mention that now that I think about it, we can't even carry dead bodies across by teleportation. It only works on living things.
Oh,
oh, well, it's a game changer then.
Yes.
I guess she's not willing.
Well,
Yeah, let's go buy a skyship then. In the
really
meantime,
brings the question:
me.
can you carry a body?
Yeah.
Can you wear a body on yourself? I suppose you could.
fireman carry.
Yeah, you could. Suppose you could.
Suit.
Yeah.
If like a thunder wave spell allows you to transport, a person of your size, I mean, I could see it.
Yeah, like a body's an object you can carry. You can fireman carry them. I'm just more curious as a DM if that works. But they're not gonna bother with that. They're gonna send her by ship. The dead are dead, and when she arrives, she arrives. They'll go and turn her to the matron of the Ravens, and figure it out from there. It's not.
Yeah.
You've done your mission. You've recovered the body.
Okay.
To them, that's miraculous enough.
Okay. Well, it's an avenue just in case.
Yep.
Well, for everybody else, I don't know. I guess we'll kind of group up. Oh, Varen Thelos is actually here. Fuck, I didn't see his token. Fuck. We can knock two birds out with one stone. Like me and Riot had talked earlier, we can talk with the Sky Captain, and we can also let Varen know that we've accomplished a great task in Betrayer's Rise.
It might gain his prestige with the Sky Captain as well.
Yeah.
why do we still want to talk to the Sky Captain, knowing that Prolix is waiting for us to teleport with him?
I mean, they can just teleport. If we have the option to possibly hitch a free ride, because it's going to take a week to fence, we'll get possibly close to a free ride and not teleport to maybe possibly a bad area, who knows? And
I
then
think
we'll have
Prolix
money
wants
to do stuff.
I think Prolix wants to teleport with us so that he can sort of directly bring us to his senpai.
Well, not directly, but I suppose you need a guide of some sort for the city, right?
Right, of course.
Yeah. Prolix standing up on his feet is up to Julian's maybe hips.
Is he that short? He's a
Oh
tiefling.
yeah. He's a small tiefling.
Is he a tiefling?
Is he halfling?
Looks like it. Anybody's guess.
He's just a small man.
Yeah.
Humans come in all different shapes and sizes. Most humanoids.
I was born like this, baby. It's just if you look at the picture of a Aloja Deathland, Aloja is very tall, but he's short. I don't know.
Yeah.
Little nerd.
He's not very tall.
He's a
average
little
height.
cutie.
He's 5'8".
I wish.
I can also say that if I know Prolix has his item on him that shows that he's part of the oh crap, I forgot what he's part of.
Allegiance of all
Library.
sight.
Allegiance of all sight. I have an ability where I can locate objects, so it's within 1,000 feet of me. So I mean, if we can get somebody to tell us where the Allegiance of all sight is, I can always pinpoint where he is if he's within 1,000 feet. So we could ask around once we arrive. We don't have to hold him here.
I say let's check all avenues of approach, see what the Sky Captain says, and if it's not what we want to hear, we get what we still need, and then we'll, leave.
I agree.
That sounds acceptable, I suppose. I agree with Julian. Let's just take the tablet. Why even bother with the skyship? But if you feel better asking.
Riot looks over at Zeno, and I've always wanted to take a skyship. When I was young, I'd always see them land in Port Damali and then take off, and I would sit on the edge of cliffs wondering what they were. what it was like to fly up there, what it was to be a part of the sky. It is one of my life streams to be able to ride one and have an adventure on it. I wonder what they might see up there, what else we might find, and also the types of people that might be there. It is something I've always dreamed of. It is why I would really like to be able to have the chance to go on that if this is my last adventure of my life.
I mean, we could all use some downtime. You know, I'd need time for spells, gather ourselves. Maybe we can... I don't know if this guy captain plans on stopping anywhere else. It'll give us a little bit of a time to prepare, get what we need in order.
It's funny you say that, and you glance at this sky captain. She's currently with her what looks to be like some sort of a first mate or like a quartermaster person, right beside Varenthelis as well, and she's charting on a map with like navigation tools, plotting a route. If you guys were to guess, they're probably leaving sometime soon, and as you speak, they're plotting their course. So,
okay. While it would be an adventure to have, I still want to remain real that it's not really the best time for a vacation or anything. We've got a lot ahead of us.
It looks like they're planning to leave within like a few days. They're probably not going to wait a week for us.
It sounds to me like you need to find a way to make that sort of money to pay for your voyage within those weeks. That is the biggest thing you have to consider. It will always cost you. Doesn't matter what way you're gonna, unless you, and he whispers like close, you mean to smuggle yourselves in, which I don't recommend. I strongly don't recommend that. The laws of Ord are very strict, and let's just say that a slap on the wrist usually takes the wrist with it.
Of course. We're not going to try anything like that.
Yeah, I've already lost my hand one time. I don't need to have that happen again.
Would never even consider it.
Well, it's a good thing you got better.
Oh. It was with the power of Elixion.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Elixion! Yeah, I mean, talking to Riot though, it's still going to cost a nominal fee, and it's money that we could rather spend on ourselves and instantly teleport rather than having to spend money on a thing. That would take at least 2 weeks, I think, to travel.
Depends on the route.
A week to get the money, and then 2 weeks traveling. We're teleporting.
Teleporting is looking like the most viable option that fits our timeline the best. But I'll still hear it out, see what she has to say, or even offer.
Well, you want to go over that table? I very much would like to dismantle that anchor.
Yeah, we can talk to Varen too.
I've been waiting patiently here.
No, I agree. I think it's about time.
It's been an hour, like a rift just begins to form in the tavern.
This is your fault.
Baylor comes out, we're like, fuck!
Fuck, what are you guys doing? Nears of their in their third cup by this point.
Just keep running around. Just run in a circle.
I'm gonna turn the camera to Nia for a second there because Megan's literally not saying anything in an hour and a half. What's going on in this neck of the woods? Oh no, we lost her. She's asleep.
No. I don't have much to add. Like I said, at this point, Nia is really just trying to process everything that's happened, and she's kind of hit like her like social wall where she just literally needs to take a step back and just think of everything and just process and compartmentalize.
Does Nia have an opinion on steps going forward?
Sorry?
Does Nia have an opinion on steps going forward? Which route to take? At least in that regard?
For Nia, she at this point would probably err more on a side of caution than anything else, just in her current mental state of everything that's happened. Just on the air of caution. So perhaps like magicking into or teleporting into or portaling in, that's the correct word, into a place that we don't necessarily know the status of it is not necessarily the most appealing option to her. So, but as always, she trusts her group, and if they can come up with the compelling points to which that's the best course to take, it's not particularly hard to sway her.
Well, if I had to give you
How alone does she
a
want to?
particular point, it would be you've been sleeping in Bazazan and will be sleeping in Bazazan for a week. I think that this place with demons, fiends, devils, probably a higher risk than some bazaar. From the way Frolix described it, it just sounds like the slums, riffraff, scoundrels.
True. She kind of like is a little like swaying a little bit at this point. Hasn't had that many drinks, but is also not particularly awesome at holding her.
Do you guys have sangria? Do you guys have sangria in here?
That's not fair, Tom.
Yeah.
Use the personal information. No. At this point, I think Nia would kind of just want to get her supplies and kind of just like move on so she can. I think she's ready to put this particular stage of the journey behind her, and I don't think she'll be sad to see it at her back.
Fair enough.
How alone does she want to be? Does she like ignore Julian or tell him to, or just like shrug him, wave him off?
No, she kind of like
talk?
no. When Julian comes up, she kind of like puts her elbow on the bar and kind of like plops down on it a little bit and kind of looks at him with like a little grin, just like, hey, coming to join me?
Yeah, you look like you're enjoying yourself. I'll ask the barkeep. I'll get a glass of whatever she's having.
The barkeep slides you a glass from all the way over there.
How skilled is he at doing that? Is that actually like impressive?
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's fucking rad, dude. Hold on.
I'll tip him a silver.
Yeah, hold on.
Roadhouse.
I'm voting stare for this guy. 13. It's okay. Spills a little bit on counter, but it makes it all the way too. It's almost like curling, where it like clinks against some of the tankards in front of Nia, and like ends up sliding one of her tankards toward you and handing Nia a whole new glass in a sort of like chain reaction.
I like curling.
Yeah.
Tip him a silver. Give cheers to that and drink. Yeah. Turn sideways into his stool so he can watch the theatrics that are about to be performed by Zeno.
Nia kind of, like as she did earlier, kind of raises her glass to Julian and kind of just starts to drink it. Not all of it, but she starts drinking it, and then she kind of looks back at him and just be like, I want to play a game. Do you want to play a game?
What kind of game you have in mind?
I don't know. Bartender, what kind of games do you have here?
I seem to remember somebody mentioned something about board and knife. Something about throwing knives at my perfectly pristine walls and trying to get this.
Ryan just puts his face in his drink.
She kind of has like a little devilish grin on her face at this point because she is in it. She's in it, and she's like, she turns back to Julie and she's like, "You want to go around?"
I'm down. You think you can beat me at throwing darts or daggers?
Couple daggers too, you know.
Well,
All right.
let's start placing some bets.
All right, well, I just asked that just to try not to get any of my patrons. Let me just maneuver over these holes over here. One moment. And he takes one of the tables and begins to like flip it like legs up and propping it against the wall, against the window. And you can see the entire like underside of the table is like fucked. it's like chipped away. Like people have been doing this for a while, and just sort of set us up like a table-sized board for you guys, and takes a little bit of like chalk out of his pocket and like paints a few circles to make a target, and I suppose kitchen knives will do. Yeah.
Looks good. You want to place some money on this? How confident are you feeling, Nia?
Can I join this competition, you two?
Riot's bouncing over too.
She turns around to the group as she sees them kind of coming along. She's like, yeah, let's all play.
You can already see some of the soldiers around gathering in like a half crescent, U-shaped, sort of watch what's going on. Some of them are a little bit already sloshed into the night. Some of them that are off duty begin to cheer on to like this little piece of entertainment in an otherwise dull night.
So I'm going to ask this question real quick. Riot beginning in the role-playing chat. It's for our group actually, not for you, Tom, as DM. While in roleplay chat, because I know not a lot of people did role-playing, he was buying a few rounds for people. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us, depending on how much you drunk, Riot would be on probably about 3 to 4 beers in, plus the wine. I'm not sure how much your characters would be in.
Like, yeah.
Ooh, that's a big board.
Trying to take it easy, but then like when she went off to her own, I think she's had like another like 4 since then. So she's probably at least 5 or 6 drinks in them.
Safe to say, some of you guys are sloshed, some of you are a little buzzed, and keen for a little bit of fun.
Yeah, that's all I was just trying to figure out is how sloshed everybody is for this.
This is Julian's first drink. I shared a glass of wine with Prolix, left him the bottle, and that's all I've had tonight.
Oh, so you didn't cheers when Riot brought out the bottle of wine for everybody?
I went over to talk with Prolix in question privately while you guys were getting rowdy.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a glass of wine and probably like another one sometime, but trying to at least have a decent demeanor talking to everybody. Prolix, Ghost Hunter, Sorad, and then even the Sky Captain. Everyone at least want to contain somewhat of a composure, but she's loosening up.
This Nia is just like, she's had her moment of like wallow, and at this point is just trying to distract herself. So she's not holding back at this point.
Fair enough. If you guys want to make a competition out of this, we can make this fun. It's going to be a nice dexterity contest. If you have proficiency with simple weapons, you also can add your proficiency to the knife throw. And it's going to be higher AC the closer you are to the center of the target, being 30 bullseye, 25 is the ring just beyond, and sort of like that in scales of 5.
So a dex plus
Proficiency, if you're proficient with knives, which is pretty much every adventurer ever, I believe.
You have to roll a 30 to get a bullseye?
Mm-hmm.
A
A total of, right? Because it just demonstrates how good you are with a knife.
No way for me to get that.
I think I can only get a 26.
25 for me.
Would it be cheating for Julian to use his magic dagger? Or are we
I
using,
think you know the answer to that.
Like tavern supply
yeah.
daggers?
Yeah, you know the answer.
Okay.
You'd also have to roll a deception check or something like that, or a sleight of hand check.
Cheating to use aimbot?
Would it be cheating to use aim?
Like, yeah, if you guys want to make a sport out of it, go ahead.
Okay.
Bet amongst yourselves, if you wish.
How much do you guys want to bet? 10 silvers?
Yeah.
How much was all
let's
the
do that.
alcohol anyways?
How much
that
was...
Riot bought for people? Because Riot bought a couple rounds and stuff. I wasn't sure how many silvers that would be.
Well, every mug is 2 coppers. I know that Irvin bought a round for everybody for like, I got this tavern sloshed because he's that scared and he's trying to get drunk, so he put like 2 platinum pieces down. I don't remember you buying a round for everybody, but if you add, then it's 2 coppers per mug, and there's at least 24 people here.
It was
Probably-
more for their group and the maroon.
That would be
So
like
that would be
like 4 gold pieces for both groups.
sure.
Noted.
Nia has paid for 3 of her 4 cups that are in front of her. Because the first one was free.
The target is set up. You guys want to make a sport out of it. Who goes first?
Yeah. I'll take you up on that 10 silver.
Great.
And silver.
Zeno.
Nia, in basically her excitement at this point, walks up quickly to the line, or walks up quickly to a point on the floor and draws a line, or a circle, puts a circle, right? Yep, let's go with there. And she kind of just points at it, kind of like tiptoeing around at this point, trying to keep her balance. And it's just like, okay, can't pass this point. And she walks up to it, kind of like losing her balance for a moment, and like off to the side, and puts her and kind of like uses Theron as like a bit of a balance, being like, hey, thanks.
Could you not?
Uh-oh.
Theron
Kind of
just
just like it just kind of keeps grinning and like waves at him and like gets her and grabs her knife off the bar.
you and your like miniature stature that you are for a dragonborn are barely weighing him down in his armor, so he's like, I'm just gonna ignore it and keep at it, keep at what I'm doing here. So using him as a support. Cool, knife toss from like 10 feet away. 15.
She throws her knife. Let's see what she can get.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Knife flips twice through the air and with a like loud thunk lands about maybe 2 inches from the center.
I did do this knife thing so that it's based off of my dex, not my strength. So I did manage that.
Do you have a dagger in your attack rolls? It would basically be the same thing.
I just added this knife, and I did it on dex plus. I did it dex plus proficiency, and that's what it came up with.
Okay. Julian will make his throw.
Nia will like saunter back over to the bar, back to her cup, and will be like, Zeno, you're in my spot. I need to get back to my beer.
As Gino winds up his throw, you actually throw it like in a side-winding motion. It curves a little bit, and just as it's about to hit board, you see sparks fly as steel sort of clashes against steel, and you hit board just a little bit closer to the center there, the rogue winning over the bard for this round.
Did you? It's a dex. I thought this was dex and proficiency. If
It
you
is.
just use your dagger, it's not based off dex.
Yes, it is.
Just because you're throwing it.
He has a +4, I guess, to it,
Mhm.
and then a +3 for proficiency.
Daggers are a dex weapon.
Good throw. Good throw.
Good shit.
Thank you. I mean,
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Kitchen knife coming up.
See what the hunters are made of.
It flies true, sticking to the board, but you miss center.
I'm not a chef. I don't usually handle these.
Riot will walk on up and kind of like, you know how when the people are getting really serious, like with a goopy grin and trying to make sure he does it perfectly. Fingers crossed I fuck up. Oh crap, where's my dagger?
Alina, you playing?
Yeah, I have 10 silver down.
Right.
Oh crap, my weapon, oh there it is. 16.
You manage to sink your dagger into the butt end of Zeno's dagger.
Like
Some
extra
kind of
points.
bullseye.
I was there first. I was there first, Riot.
Good grouping.
I thought that was the center of the board, so I just went for that.
Right.
Bartender is just like wiping cup and is like, I'm just impressed you guys are hitting the target. Slosh as you are.
No. Well, the last time I threw a dagger was probably when I was a kid, so don't make fun. She's gonna try to hold it and try to be like looking to see how everyone else is holding their dagger, and
It's awkward. It's off balance, and that's when you realize, motherfucker, hand me a cleaver.
oh god. Can we use a personal dagger if we have it?
Good.
Okay, I'll use a personal one. I mean, if I ever plan on using this, God forbid I have to, might as well get used to it. Alright, she'll take a stance, kind of move her robes back above her, roll up her robes above her elbows and everything, and kind of look at it with like a devilish eye, and then just try to go center. Ooh, one short from Julian. Damn it!
Impressive.
Indeed impressive. You hear, like, from the back of the bar, just like a Grim go, yeah! Good one! Nice.
Julian gets a whistle. He's like, damn, I was not expecting Melina to be the second best.
I am a mathlete and an athlete.
Don't say that again.
Jeez.
Zeno, your dagger, like, from this point on just has, like, this, like, chunk taken out of, like, the back end of it, where the pommel is, from where right is, like, just sunk in his blade.
I don't think these are regulation size.
Sorry, Zeno.
So I get 40 silver.
Only Zeno put money down.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, but everybody drinks. He just doing
Nia
this for
wasn't
fun.
paying attention to the bet, and she was just kind of all happy that everyone came over to play. And it's also kind of like she's like looks at all the daggers in the board, and she's like, guys, since when could we use our daggers? Like, I just use this flimsy little kitchen knife. Like, what? Like, I want to retry. I want to get to use my dagger.
Okay.
Nia's like kind of stumbles back up to the line, just like, Melina, make room. I'm gonna take another shot.
Melina, stand between the target and...
Yeah, put this apple on your head.
yeah.
I swear I'll hit it.
Takes her spot up again, and she takes out Tickles and kind of looks at it and just like kind of like gives it like a little pet, and she's like, now you gotta prove to me that you're the bestest of the shiny daggers that Julian found. You are the bestest.
That was a gift from Zeno, I think.
Zeno? I think it was
Yeah.
Julian that found those. From Zeno. Okay. From Zeno. Okay. This is gonna be
He's drunk.
great. It's
Says Julian. Julian just raised his eyebrows like, I'll take credit for that. Takes another sip of his drink.
I'll just play some mage roll 24 with a dagger strike.
she goes to wind up. She ends up taking like a step back, almost bumping into the skyship cabin, and she kind of like balances
Knees up
herself back up, and throws.
Tickles! Ends up like missing the board a little bit, going like under and like straight out the window.
Oh, I didn't even realize there's a window right there.
Oh, goodness.
Maybe Tickles was a little defective. He was found in a cave.
Yeah, we'll kind of like run up and be like to the window, like kind of like throwing, like tossing the board over, because she might be tiny, but she's still kind of strong. Tossing the board over, like looks at the window, and it's like, no!
It is like
Tickles!
perfectly wedged into like a stone below, and like into like between the stone and like the ground, like a weird angle. Thankfully, it didn't kill anybody.
You literally threw my gift out the window. See how it is.
That's 2 daggers.
Can you
gone.
imagine like it just like hits your like mule or something and just I just kill your mule?
Oh my. Penny!
Penny.
Like, roll for damage, like kills a commoner.
It's not gone. I just need to find it. As she's there, she casts her mage hand out the window to collect the dagger. Is it able to pull it out of the rock?
Surely, yeah. Gingerly, you pull out the sword out of the stone as it hovers. The tip is a little bit bent, but, nothing that a good forge master cannot fix. As you recover your dagger.
2 daggers destroyed.
Apehead returns it to her. She kind of, turns around really fast and see, I got it!
Yeah, roll me a dexterity save.
Uh-oh.
You're 3 beers in on the ledge there. you're just tempting fate at this point. Cool. You're like, see? And you swim backwards from him there, and you just reflexively catch yourself in the windowsill as half the tavern just gasps no, for you not to fall off the 2nd story building. So, somebody get her off the windowsill before she hurts herself.
Yeah, come over.
Right back to her bar stool and finds her half-empty mug and continues drinking.
Party says, DM, your quest line is boring. Let's play party games.
That's the best session so far.
Well, Julian's making some coin. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I made 30 silver.
Yeah. I'm gonna wedge my dagger out and then just kind of look over, blow on it, and be like, "Oof, still got it."
It's like smoke
smoldering from my renegade days.
Yeah, I'm just surprised the wizard rolled 24 for a dagger hit. You should use your daggers more often. Magic missile, just a dagger.
My magic missiles, I'm just gonna flavor as daggers.
You're actually throwing them? That's the magic component?
Yeah.
I'd be dope.
Right, we'll go get Zeno's and his dagger.
Fair enough.
I got mine. Tuck it back into my pocket, and I give Julian 10 silver.
Okay.
And I have deducted that.
Some time throughout this competition, some time has passed. Isorin has rejoined his crew to join him when whatever they're doing at that table. You saw it after Nia has used him as a support. Varen Thelis is like, I'm not comfortable here. I'm gonna step away from one. And he sort of turning around to across the bar. You can see him talking to Prolix at this point. But good as you guys, that was fun. Some coin made. You guys make the most of the night, perhaps going a few more rounds just for fun. As dusk begins to sort of dwindle into nighttime and patrons begin to leave and retreat back to their respective dormitories. Do you guys wish to do anything else that was there on your list since we began the session? Before we essentially take a little break?
Hey, Grim.
Go ahead.
Grim would be one we gotta do.
Sure.
We can do that after the break, though.
Yeah, Grim. Yeah. We can always do Grim tonight, or we can get to him tomorrow morning. I think the Sky Captain and knowing their chart and their route and when they want to leave, if we want to at least just see what they have to say, it wouldn't hurt to do that now.
Sure.
But, Melina would turn to Ryan and be like, well, if you want to inquire about the sky ship, I mean, I used to see them fly overhead in Rexentrum.
You didn't.
No? I thought they were in Rexentrum.
There's no skyport in Rexentrum. The Empire is very much the Empire is very much on the polar opposite of that, where they're very isolationist, and they don't have a skyport in the capital or any of the Empire lands.
Oh, I guess what I found was wrong, because I thought they had Hopperduke was all very technological, advanced.
It is, but it doesn't have a skyport.
Oh, okay then. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Port Damali is the only one here that has a skyport.
Correct.
Okay. Well, if you want to go check it out and see what they have to say, but if paying a large fee is going to be the answer, then I would just say we'll just take the tablet then. Take our chances there. But if you want to inquire, I'll go with you.
Right, would walk over to the Sky Captain.
Do
you know her
grab
name?
Ryan's shoulder before he goes. He'd be like, but I want to come. Can I come?
Sure.
She comes too. And she kind of stumbles over to the seat that Theron was in. And she kind of sits down and puts her elbows on the table and is just like, hi.
Yes, hello.
Whispering to Riot, I think it's Captain Anita Shanty? I think that's what I heard.
Thank you. Right, we'll walk up and he will make a small bow with his head. Captain Anita Shanti?
Be pleased. How can I help you?
Oh, I'm very pleased. We survived Betrayer's Rise. Thank you. We were wondering, first of all, what your flight path might be and where you might be going.
Why? I'm interested to come aboard.
We are very interested, perhaps. We are all warriors, and we are all very apt at protecting. And I heard from what was his name? Yvonne? Isorin, that he was a cook on your ship, and that you might be down one. I myself is also a cook. I wasn't sure if there was any need to fill any vacant spaces on your ship for the travel as protection, and also perhaps in other duties.
Well, we are down one passenger. Oh, a couple, actually, now I think about it. I haven't seen Aloysia return some time. But we're not sure to cook. But I suppose we could find you work, if you're meaning to take a voyage with us for a discount. But mistake me not, I will still make you pay.
Well, if we were to guard the ship and do other work on your ship to assist in the traveling, is there how much would that be, perhaps?
One must always pay commission to the union. The Alpharan Union does not give free rides, after all. How many is it for you in your group there?
It would be 5 of us.
5 of you. Suppose 500 gold pieces each is a fair price for a total of 2,500 for the 8-day voyage. All inclusive, of course. Your own quarters. And as you are talking to her, you can glance on her table, and so you see the chart that she is currently working on. And this seems to be the route that they're plotting.
Okay.
Roll me history check if you want.
Gladly. Oh, fuck, 5.
Use guidance.
You recognize...
Too late.
He leans forward and looks at the map as well. To like help out with it.
Why'd you call my name? What do you think I'm
Riot,
gonna do?
you recognize 3 places on the map for sure. First of all, the most obvious is Bazan, where you are currently, is the starting terminal. It seems to be there's a change of course, and a place that you can make with the ink as New Haxon on the edge of Blightshore, right over yonder. But unfortunately, you've never been to New Haxon, nor do you really know what's there. Following that route change, it is a straight line across to the Marquesian Heffret Ocean, due east to Marquette.
Okay. Well, are you guys stopping at New Haxon? Is there something there?
It is the last stop for us, a pit stop of some sort for us to fill up on broomstone, any other goods before we take a, 5-6 day voyage across the ocean.
Is that something you need to like get farmed or harvested?
That is a lot of question about a trade secret of the Union. Supposedly the ship does not operate without it, and that's all you need to know.
Well, if our group assists in actually retrieving some of that stuff for you and delving in wherever is needed, would that assist in cutting the prices even more, perhaps?
No.
We're very talented.
I'm sure you are, my friend, but the Alpharan Union operates by the Skyport's protocol. Trust me, 500 gold pieces is already a price I'm debunking from the usual premium, and you'll be so lucky to experience Skyship. If you cannot afford it, well, I suppose if you should ever find yourself in Acarel or any other Skyports, you can always take a tour for less. But this is an 8-day journey, and we must finance it.
Raya is going to look over at Melina, who's I know is right next to him. There might be something interesting there.
Mm-hmm.
How long does a shore party need to be in the that city?
New Haxon?
Yeah, New Haxon.
That's what it looks to be like a 1-day stop.
Okay.
And for sake of fairness, Nia rolled a 10 there for history. Nia, what are you trying to check exactly with that roll?
To, even within her stupor, trying to see if she recognized any additional cities or anything that would be, if along the stop there are any particular, especially places of like libraries or whatnot that would be that would help them in their mystery search.
A quick glance on the map, you see that it is passing above the capital city of Rossona, which is the Drow capital. Supposedly there's a library there.
Just sober up for a moment. Nia looks at the map and kind of remembers previous, like, a few weeks ago from when they were on their journey to Bizoxen, and it's just like, was there not a time that we wanted to visit Bizoxen? That was on our list of places to go to look for answers and the questions and the quest that we were seeking, or that we were on. As she does that, she kind of like has the drift globe in between her claws and is kind of just like rolling it back and forth a little bit while she does that, trying still a little drunk.
Damn, she's wasted.
She's trying to regain her morals here.
We need to get you to bed, Nia.
Well, how speaking to the Sky Captain,
Yes.
how well does the trips fare? Is there a lot of trouble that you run into with the sky or anything? Anything
Nothing
other
that
than
my
just weather?
crew cannot handle, but usual anomalies are frequent above Blight Shore, and ocean weather tends to be stormy. But that's what our ship is fitted for. And worst comes to worst, we are very much well equipped in both armory and weaponry to deal with whatever we'll face. It is my responsibility to get us there safely. This will not be my first voyage.
Oh, of course, Captain. I'm ignorant. I've never taken to the skies, and I've only traveled by maybe horse and cart. So it's all new to me.
Right, we'll talk to Melina in the mental link real quick. And
You guys are way past that. The mental link lasts for like an hour.
Okay. Right, we'll look over to Melina and be like, we do have the draconic spell scroll. Maybe she'll trade that for our passage?
Right, do you no longer want to sell the spell scroll? Because I don't think the ship's gonna wait a week for us to leave.
Yeah, I was actually gonna. Yeah, I was gonna ask the captain that. How long do they? Excuse me. When do they plan on leaving Bizoxen?
2-3 days time. We are running low on things to feed the damn beast that we've covered, as I'm sure you've heard rumors of. So the sooner we make way to New Haxon to resupply, the sooner we can get back home, which I'm quite eager to. We were already behind schedule as is. I was hoping to see one of my crewmates returned, but she seems to have vanished. And now that you're back, I feel that she is lost.
We haven't seen her in some time either. But we are funny you actually bring it up. It was us who actually blinded that worm that you carry. We ran into it on our way here to Bizoxen. It's just kind of funny how things work out in life.
Sure is funny, and bragging will not reduce the price from that
God
voyage
damn it. Okay, out of characters, I just wanted to touch on it because maybe it's an angle. The Scars Bearer faction, they said they have like a fighting tournament or a pit?
Yes.
Sounds like? Okay.
A place called the Bowl of Judgment.
Bowl of Judgment.
You can just ask in character. You don't have to ask me out of character.
No, I just feel like that's just like a.
You're talking to somebody from Uncarel, like.
No, I'm just thinking of something that I was just trying to piece together.
Sure.
But if she's stuck on 100 gold, then I mean, hey, she's stuck on 100 gold. I was gonna say, what if we enter, but we say, Sky Captain Anita, she was so great, and we give her all this like press and everything. It's like, all right, but then again, she has nothing to believe that we'll actually do that. So
I think the type of clientele that she normally gets for her ship, she doesn't need to advertise for.
Yeah, you never know. But anyways,
but it's even something that like like Nia could attempt to use something like suggestion, but the problem is that suggestion only lasts for an up to 8 hours. So unless we wanted to attempt to use it every 8 hours, and she'd have to fail every 8 hours, like we'd run the risk of even if the first one was successful and she let us on the ship, she could just kick us off, and then that it wore off.
Yeah, that's too much. And
Yeah,
as soon as we
don't
get
even
to
consider
port,
that.
we'll just be arrested.
You see
I don't know,
Varen
looking-
Fellows approach, and he's like leaning into whisper in her ear or something, and you see like a little bit of concern across the captain's scarred face. I see. I suppose we'll be actually leaving a lot sooner than I initially thought. It was you who've returned from Betrayer's Rise recently, correct? From what I understand, and what the captain's telling me here is that you've seen Aloja Taflin alive.
We saw her. Well, we did see her alive, but she escaped. She left Betrayer's Rise, and we haven't seen her since. Is there something you want to share so everyone can be in on it, Captain?
Well, it's my responsibility to see all passengers return safely. I just want to make sure that I have no other missing personnel. Now we truly have no reason to stay here anymore. Our mission complete. As soon as we resupply, we're ready to leave. So I would recommend, if you are to find this coin, to do so quickly.
There's no way.
Perhaps another time, Captain.
Yeah, we still have some business to conduct in here and do what we can. It was great talking to you, Captain. Maybe we'll see you back in Corel if we make our way out over there in some time.
Of course. Take pleasure.
She'll give a small head nod and just put her hands back into her robes. Looking to ride, it's just like, it doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to make that happen. If we want to take the time to fence or do what we want here, we'll need plenty of time. But we could also use that money for ourselves and better our war gear and everything else.
It doesn't seem like we'll have time, so I understand. Perhaps on the return journey, we'll have enough money for that.
Hopefully on the return, or maybe there's something else that we just don't know about. Maybe in due time, something else will appear.
Get a good night's rest, right? Tomorrow we're working on getting that scroll back.
Yes, and talking to Grim.
Dino, do you want to say anything to Varen while he's here? With the tablet or disc? I mean, excuse me.
Not really. I want to just dismantle it.
Okay.
Is there some sort of announcement you'd like to make to him? Feel free.
No, I mean, I just didn't know
personally-
if you wanted to, be like, hey, that was the Blood Hunter who did this, or I don't know, whatever. I was just asking if you had anything planned.
No, I don't. I'm not in this for the glory. I don't care if I get recognition. I just need reassurance that thing is dismantled. That's all I care about.
I was actually really hoping that we would close the rift, but I think such an act would just take divine intervention, that of a deity or of a lesser one. It's just a shame to think that even once we leave here, that they're still going to keep fighting, people are still going to keep dying. But hopefully, we'll, I don't know, make the rift a little bit smaller. Maybe once we actually get to Elixion and we get to Anchorel, once this is finally over with, we can actually fix this place.
That is definitely hopeful wishing. I mean, at least this one thing alone would have some impact on creatures leaving the Betrayer's Rise. But I do understand, I agree, this Bazazan seems like it's unholy ground, forever cursed to fight the front lines.
Yeah. Well. Alright. Well, if we have nothing else, then we can talk to Grim and we can start rounding out the night. Get rested. We need it. We deserve it.
You guys want to take a break before we talk to Grim?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you have to make poopy?
Oui, oui.
Aw.
Yes.
During our week here, can we do like some training or whatnot?
You can do downtime activities if you're taking a whole week, yeah?
In that, I don't know if this is the thing you can do in D&D, so I'm just gonna ask. Can you like find someone who like knows a spell and like learn it from them?
No, you can find somebody who can train you in a weapon or a set of tools or something and gain proficiency. That's what training is. It's getting proficiency in a language or a tool or something. Spell work is part of you leveling up. Or
I know that like you can learn it from scrolls and stuff, but I didn't know if you could learn it from like a mentor.
That's wizards.
Yeah, it's just wizards.
Boo. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you. I just wanted to ask.
What's
for
just for the sake of answering your question, what sort of spell were you looking to learn?
I wanted to learn. I think it's called Mass Healing Word. It's a level 3 spell.
Do you have level 3 spell slots?
I do.
Why did you
Yeah, we
not
have
take it
4.
when you leveled up?
Because I took other things that I thought would be also useful. So, but I just, as we're here, I wanted to know if in the downtime Nia could kind of like almost like apprenticeship at the in the infirmary with Dr. Is it Ash?
It will take a very long time and a lot of resources that you don't have for a week. But I am willing to do something else here. If you would like to flavor it, that you take it a week to train for that, I will allow you to swap spells. You can swap one of your spells that you gain from leveling up for that 3rd level Mass Healing Word, if you want. And we can say that you took the week to, yes, train with the doctor and stuff, but that way, from a game point of view, I'm not giving you an extra spell that you wouldn't have access to otherwise.
It is a spell that she can learn. Bards can learn it. It's just I took the hut one because I saw how ridiculous it was to not being in a dangerous place and not being able to take a safe long rest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that hut one, the tiny hut, the Amon's tiny hut. That's the 3rd level
be
spell I
nice.
took.
That's
Right.
incredibly nice.
Yeah, okay.
You can
No, I think I'll leave it there. It would have been nice, but like I think that I'd rather keep
perhaps
the
something that you can
spell.
work towards for your next level, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty much what you're asking me is like, can I work towards my next level? There's not really a downtime activity for learning entire feats.
Okay.
Yeah.
During our downtime, right?
Ideas and
Oops.
put
Mhm.
them to the DM, and he says yay nay.
Mhm.
Thank you for at least giving me flavor version.
Sure. Consider it if you want to swap. We didn't really have a combat encounter or anything, so it doesn't really change anything retrospectively. This is all part of your downtime right now, so ever since you came back. So consider it. Will, are you back from your break?
I was just before I left. I was going to ask a quick question because I didn't
Okay.
know if you needed to think about it. I know I asked in chat whether about the reduced time or not. It's up to you. But I would, if the group is okay with letting me take that blade, I would do a week of training.
Yeah, sure. This is, after all, a military base. I would allow you to gain proficiency with it, sort of rehoning it. Should you spend... Oh, hold on, I'm looking up the downtime activities. Training, section 12. Give enough free time and the services of an instructor, be it one of the captain's men or otherwise. I'll let you get proficiency with that weapon. Let's make it 25 gold pieces just to make it worthwhile for the person who trains you.
Sure.
Sure. Roll me a d6.
A D6. Oh crap! Wrong area. Can I give myself guidance on this one?
Nope. This is happenstance over the week once you train. Okay. Your teacher, while he agrees to take the money and teach you the art, seeing that you are one seeking the archaic methods, seeing these special techniques, he's more than eager to train you. But them being rare and even rare instructed, you draw some comments from the other soldiers along the lines of, what is this Tabaxi doing, training in elvish arts? You gain a bit of a mal-reputation in that regard, but I'm going to say that you can use that weapon with proficiency going forward. My real question is, do you attune to it?
Right, over this week, right, if Zeno would be okay with giving him that weapon, because I know it's in Zeno's possession currently. When I asked that question, I didn't get a response in the chat.
Sure. I'll give you some thought. You can go on your break if you want, and I'll let you know what the consequence of that is.
All right, Zeno, are you okay with Riot taking that dual blade, because he would take it and train with it and attune to it?
Yeah, let's why don't you do your break thing, and then we can RP that.
Okay, sounds good. Be right back.
Is whoever doing this thing with Grim back yet?
Julian's gonna do it. I don't know if Riot still can do it since he's spending a week training.
No,
but I'm doing
he
it
picked
myself.
what he's doing over the week. It's one or the other.
Okay. So Julian will be selling the scroll to Grim.
Okay. Let me see here. God damn it, why did I close it? Downtime. Activities. Table of contents, selling magical items. And what are you selling?
The Earthquake scroll.
Earthquake scroll? Okay. Selecting a magic item is by no means an easy task. Many con artists and thieves are always on the lookout for an easy score, and there's no guarantee that you will receive a good offer, even if a legitimate buyer is found. Right? For 25 gold pieces, Groom will accept a commission to help you find a desired buyer to sell to sort of spread the word of the desired sell and, do all that.
Sounds good. You said 24?
25 gold pieces.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Make me a persuasion check.
I will.
This will
use
determine
my inspiration on this roll.
Sure, I'll allow it. You can. This persuasion check will pretty much determine what kind of offer comes in. You can always opt to sell, of course, instead of forfeiting the work week's effort and try again later if you don't like the result. But this will determine what you get for this week that you will be waiting.
23.
23. Okay.
Excuse me.
This being a consumable item that you're selling, it usually sells for half its market value, because once it's sold and used, it's no longer. Nonetheless, it's a very rare item, and through the right channels, this Syndicate provides. I'm just doing some math here. You get an offer, Julian, of... One moment, bear with me here.
Are you following Xanathars for this, or doing something?
Don't worry about my end of things. I'm just...
Yeah, don't worry about it, Julian.
Yeah.
I can do the math for you.
Google will not help you, Julian.
Yeah, I don't know why you're Googling this shit. That's not correct. Why is it not doing it correctly?
Consult the Google.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, because I'm using comma, is that why?
Salto.
You find an anonymous buyer willing to buy the scroll for 24,000 gold.
What?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll sell the scroll.
Roll me a d6.
Oh.
2.
2.
A little pizza. Here we go.
Sometime toward the end of the work week, once you have been informed to sell and you've given it to Grim to sell, he comes back to you, seemingly in low spirits, and tells you the transaction has transpired and your gold is on the way, but Just so you know, this was quite a high-profile take. Our rivals, which shall remain nameless for your own protection, were alerted to the sale. They were attempted to steal the damn thing, but I made sure that it didn't get into their hands. But they are very much aware of it, and of you. Keep a keen eye out wherever you go, because they're keeping a keen eye on you. Other folk might try to undermine your future deals, so be careful.
Keep an eye on my shoulder. Good work.
By the end of the week, anonymously, you receive, not in coins, because that would be absolutely ridiculous, but in platinum bars, you receive your payment. Platinum bars worth 24,000 gold pieces.
So we get 10. Oh wait, no, that's worth the one bar is worth 24,000.
You will get bars equal to 24,000 gold worth.
240 of them?
No, that would be ridiculous. That's why they come in bars. 240 will be the Cayman coins.
Like the bars are what, another divide by 10, so 24 bars?
I'll open the book and let you know if you really want a number. One moment.
We can figure that out later.
A trade bar. Trade bars are a form of hard currency made of various precious metals that are accepted as currency throughout the virtually entire world, really. Merchants, trade costers, and anyone else trading in large quantities typically prefers to trade in these trade bars. So, let me see here. Ranging in size from 1 to 5 and 10 pounds. Usually come in silver, but of course you trade in big money. Jesus Christ, 5 gold pieces per pound. 10 pounds will be
50.
500 gold pieces worth.
We're going to be in Zorhaus for a while.
For 1 pound. Okay, so cool. So you get a 10 pound platinum bar. If you're looking to break it down, because this is the only safe way for transaction such things, you could likely find a bank or another place that handles large sums of money. But you'll have to go to a big city for that. And that's between Forbes. This is how he trades. Bars. He's not going to give you a treasure hoard worth of coins.
Yeah, it's easier to transport bars than giant sacks of coins.
Yep.
Looks back to, or she kind of looks at Julian and Ryan. It's just like, do you think we could hide that in your spice pouch?
I'll just hold on to it for now. Also, I want to try and open the Infernal puzzle box.
You've already done that. You've opened it. You found what's within it.
Okay. I know Melina opened it. I didn't know if that applied to all of us.
Yeah, that took a spell scroll out of it.
Great.
It was Bestow Curse.
Yeah, I remember.
Alright, I'm just sitting back down.
Yep. I'll wait for everybody to come back to. So Julian, just to understand the consequences of that, you've made such a big, high profile trade that even through a syndicate, the trade went successful. Like there's no complications there. The syndicate will deliver on its word. But because it succeeded, It's very possible you just painted a target on your back.
No, I already had a target on my back.
Okay,
I'm back.
fair enough. William, while you were away, Julian, while you were training during the week, over that week, Julian made contact with the Syndicate and sold the Earthquake spell for 24k.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else we're waiting on?
It says, oh, casually. It's like, yeah, just 24k, pocket cash.
2,400. Oh, 24,000?
Yeah.
24,000.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Only 24? Okay, how much did they take, I wonder?
Only 24.
They took
Oh,
20%.
good reminder. Thank you.
It's at least 5,000.
20.
I thought you already took the 20%.
I did not.
So it comes out to like 19k.
Thank you for. I was like, something is missing. I would have figured it out by the end of the session. There you go,
So
19. Yeah. Same thing. Bars, but yeah.
Still nice.
Very nice.
Oh,
So
nice.
dividing it would be 3,840 between everybody. Or
It's a platinum bar.
And
We'll have to visit a bank sometime in the future to get this converted.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to do that like before even going anywhere. That's a lot of dough to move.
Julian, you're carrying 76 pounds worth of currency. Like in bars. That's insane.
how many pounds is that
You
for Ryan?
just get like a crate, essentially. Jesus.
I would say if Julian would ask Ryan to help him, Ryan's pretty strong to help him lift some of that stuff.
Oh wait, no, fucking, I'm bad at math, guys. I'm sorry, because 1 platinum is 10 gold pieces. Not fucking 2. I'm terrible at math.
Well, I'm curious. Would he just like?
So
would Grim just import like a whole crate full of bars and not just be like, okay, your money is safe. The Myriad has it. Whenever you want to cash in, like.
No, he'd give it to us.
Unless you're going to Anchorell. I'm saying like you could go to any major bank and you have to talk to the Myriad though, like when you're there, and they'll deposit it for you rather than bringing in a whole crate of.
No, Nick, I'm bad at math.
19,000.
I'm bad at math. Hold
We're
on.
good. It's less than 4 pounds.
It's platinum. I made it platinum. No, yeah, it's just 3 bars.
Yeah.
It's like almost 4 bars worth of platinum. This is why I didn't want to give you guys numbers, because like you just receive your currency in bars. Like it's fine. Don't worry about the statistics nobody cares about. That's I'm just bad at math because I didn't realize that platinum is the highest currency. Like I don't know why I was doing it.
So the total is 19,200 in total for worth.
Correct. Yeah.
But we have it in 4 bars, essentially?
Yeah, essentially, yes.
It just means it's not really a liquid asset for us to use until we can get it traded at a bank.
Well, then let's go to Anchorell and trade in bank, but not one person should trade in all these bars.
Agreed.
Julian, you recall from an earlier conversation you had the week prior with Prolix, he mentioned something about a casino.
Boy.
Just food for thought.
In that week, Nia would have restocked her healer's kit. It would have bought 2 more sets.
Sure thing. You know how much that is, right?
Can you remind me?
Okay. Healer's kit, I do believe, is 5 gold pieces for 10 charges worth.
And it's 10 silvers equals 1 gold, right?
Correct. Will, are you back?
Yeah, I am.
Come to whisper chat with me for a second.
Gladly.
I hope I didn't break my everything just now. I might have by going to Whisper Chat. I might have broken everything by going to Whisper Chat just now.
Oh shit.
No, that's fine. You're here. Cool. So, you attune to the double-bladed scimitar. You already have the handout for it, right? It's right here. Yeah?
Okay.
Have you gone over it already?
No, I haven't. I'm just going over it real quickly. Get 1+1 to my attack and damage rolls with the magic iron finesse. I can use dexterity or strength. Special, I can use a bonus attack to do an extra 1d4 slashing on hit instead of 2d4. Okay. This one requires 2 hands. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, and there's a little bit of flavor text in there. But once you attune to it, something strange happens. During one of the, I guess, your nights of meditating in the garden, this is information only you would know because only you attune to it. The item is indeed cursed, and this cursed sword seems to be possessed by a vengeful spirit of some sort. You becoming attuned to it extends the curse to you. As long as you remain cursed, you are unwilling to part with the sword, keeping it on you, on your person at all times. It can be sheathed, but it has to be on your person. Right? Kind of like Grog vibes from Season 1, stuff like that. While attuned to this weapon, you have disadvantage on attack rolls made with weapons other than this one. In addition, while the sword is on your person, you must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw whenever you take damage in combat. On a failed save, you must attack the creature that damaged you until you drop to 0 hit points, or it does. Or until you can't reach the creature to make a melee attack against it.
Okay, so DC Wisdom save of 15 every time I take damage?
Yes. So I'll go ahead, if you want to make that part of your feature or something, I'll go ahead and paste it to... I'll put it in a whisper to you.
Okay. I have a cursed sword. I'm willing to part with it. Okay, I'll just copy paste that.
I'm giving you the exact nature of this weapon, just line by line here, so it's not overwhelming. And it's up to you how you roleplay this, because this is your secret. I don't recommend keeping it a secret for too long, because it's far when a party is there to kind of witness it, but that's your call.
I have one question for you, because I'm unwilling to part with it. That desire probably would get me to attack other people till I had it back in my return, probably, correct? Probably? Because Grog, when he would do it, he would actually push away and fight for it.
That's 100% up to you. That's not in the item description. That's your roleplay decision, right?
Okay.
You're just unwilling to willingly part with it. You cannot be convinced to part with it. This is a curse like any other, meaning the curses can be broken in the usual ways, right? The curse is tied to the spirit, the vengeful spirit within the blade itself. The vengeful spirit belonged to the real Hesper. From time to time, maybe you can hear her voice whisper to you, calling for help, or otherwise angrily urging you to continue your crusade to slaughter the demons that killed her and her kind, and to... It's an angry, unrestful spirit. It doesn't have a target specifically. Its anger is extending towards you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I feel her anger towards demons.
Not just demons, just anybody who'd harm the wielder of the sword, because you're essentially reliving her death, right? Because she got attacked, she's afraid of that death happening again, and she's experiencing that experience through you, as you and her become... not one, but sympathetically tied through this attunement. Okay. It's essentially a sword of vengeance. If you've ever heard of that magic item, it's a sword of vengeance. You are unwilling to part with this weapon, but attuned to it, you also know that you can break the curse in the usual ways, and alternatively, you casting banishment on the sword forces the vengeful spirit to leave. Once you do that, you're not sure what happened to the sword, but that is... as long as the spirit remains in the sword, this is your above the table knowledge, the curse will remain. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions?
No, I'm looking forward to this. I always wanted one of my characters to have a cursed weapon.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to role-playing this.
Cool. So shall we return to the main chat?
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. According to the handout, it's based in Resurrection. It's based.
Makes sense.
Zeno, you wanted to roleplay giving me the blade?
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to
So-
do it? I was gonna say, do you want to do it around a campfire? Like, are we done with everything here, or does something happen now?
We can do it whenever. Just
Oh.
it would have to be at the beginning of the week.
I'm cool with whatever.
Where would you like to do it, Zeno? I'm up for anything.
Oh, I don't care. Well, okay. So before you even mention that, because I know that you are rolling to train for it, etc. Melina, can I dismantle that anchor now?
Yeah, it's in. I'll give it to you. We'll take the crystals. Hold the crystals on it, because that's 4 crystals in there, each 100 GP each. And if you want to take the mercury for anything, go for it.
Yeah. Now, I have an alchemy kit I would use to try and extract whatever mercury written in a little vial.
However you wish to use it, it's up to you. But if you want to do this around a fire and maybe kind of have some closure, or if you want to just do it now and be done with it, hey, that's you.
I mean, I guess we could do it. I imagine I wouldn't just bust out a whole chemistry set there in a bar.
I wouldn't think so.
It's up to you. You have all week.
No, I wouldn't do that. Let's where are we meeting up? You know, do you want to have like
You could just go to the
campfire a couple
temple.
times?
Both Julia and Nia have their own separate rooms for all that's worth.
I want to get a room in the ready room as well.
Sure. It's 1 gold piece, 4 silvers for the week.
1 gold piece and 4 silver. Got it.
Or
Hold
just
on.
14 silver.
Correct.
I'm deducting monies.
Or
The room, if you're
What did you say,
interested, looks something along the lines of this.
yeah. You can dismiss it. It doesn't really matter where I do it. Let's just assume I do it.
Yeah, at this point we're at Theater of the Mind. I'm just showing people parts of the map that we're not on yet. For the
Here we are.
yeah. Small, humble cot rooms, you know.
Tom,
Anyways, Theater of the Mind. Take it away. Sorry.
Sorry, one second. Tom, the weapon does 2d4 on its basic attack?
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm trying to build it. Okay, just want to double check
It's
that.
do you have the handout, right? It's right here.
Yeah, I do. I just can't copy and paste it, so I'm creating the blade right now.
Do I not have its damage on there somewhere? Maybe I don't. Maybe I just don't.
It does 2d4 instead of when you use the best special, it does 1d4 instead of 2d4.
Yes, the base is 2d4. Yes,
Okay.
I believe it's also a +1 magic.
correct.
Yeah.
So don't forget to add that to the damage as well. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, for expediency's sake, you have the discus-like, saucer-shaped, with its spherical, crystalline sphere of glass with a mercury, this abyssal anchor. What do you wish to do with it? You have your alchemy kit out, I suppose?
I would want to see how it's sort of like a taking apart a puzzle. See how I can take out the gems. I think you mentioned there's some copper in there.
Mm-hmm.
Carefully extract the mercury.
Roll me sleight of hand. You can use because I do believe you're proficient with an alchemy kit. You can add your proficiency to it if you don't already have proficiency with sleight of hand. So whatever you roll plus your proficiency bonus.
So I'll just add 3 to that. So +3. 21.
21, easily done. Very carefully using those gloves that Julian gave you also long ago. You carefully extract the sphere without breaking the bottom of it. You can see there was like a point of contact where the mercury would have probably been like channeled through or something, acted as a conduit to the rift. or perhaps like sort of a heat sink or an arcane sink. You're not sure, but you remove the sphere, and should you want to like extract it into like a flask or something?
Yeah, a tiny little vial.
You get like a nice like 4 ounces of mercury into like a vial without spilling any.
And then how many of those gems came out of it?
4. Equal sized, about the length of your finger and about 2 inches thick. They are red of color, a little bit rusty toward the base, unprocessed. 4 of them.
All right. I don't know where I did that. It really doesn't matter. But I wouldn't have hit it. I assume that with the rest of the group, and say it's done. It's done.
As you finish it, whatever little humming noise or like a reverberation coming off this device just sort of dies down. It is completely inert, nothing more than a piece of iron with some runes on it.
It wouldn't hurt to spread it into pieces, send it to different corners of the earth or something. Maybe that way no one, like how the people we ran into the cave, would be able to find it, put it back together by any magical means. Portion of it could probably even go to the library.
Sure. Here, you can take a gem. 1 gem to the library.
100 gold pieces worth.
And then we have... Good.
Oh, I was going to say, we can all hold on to the 4 gems if you want to take that disc part with all the runes and everything and like fracture that into like different pieces. Sorry, I should have been more clear. That's my fault. Those, she'll take like 1 or 2 of those, and she'll probably send one in a parcel back to Rexentrim, and then maybe give the other one to fucking where in Ankarel, the library there. That way it's spread. And
I give you each.
Okay.
Gem. And then Riot, you were curious about this saber, this scimitar.
Yes. I used to train with those weapons back when I was younger, when I was part of our mutual benefactor. Also, beyond the lines of the fact that the creature who held that blade and the loss of rice pudding, I would like to carry that on and use that weapon to repay the demons in kind that took rice pudding and befelled her, and use that weapon to fight them as well.
Alright, so want to sort of step out of character for a moment. Because my demeanor, my voice has not really been reflective of Xeno, so I want to just paint Xeno's mannerisms at the moment as you're talking to him. So throughout the night, you would notice that his voice, his word choice is getting a little hazy, a little off. He looks dreadfully tired. I look dreadfully tired. Black bags under my eyes, just sleep deprived. And sometimes he gets lost in thought, like as he's saying something, sort of stumbling through his words. I just wanted to have fun with the daggers earlier, so I didn't want to miss out on that. All right, so all of that said, yeah, of course. I don't intend to use it, but as he sort of looks at your spear, how about we trade? There's something about your spear. I don't know. I'm drawn to it. How'd you like to just flat out trade the 2?
I am very good with that. This spear is the spear of Blessed by the Moonweaver. This was within the shark that we killed in Jagao. And right after we got this spear, we also found the amulet of 3 prayers. If you tap the spear, it will cast light within 15 feet, so everybody can see. But also, once per day, you're able. If you miss an attack, you can give up some of your ability to run to be able to duck away without harm. I have no issue with handing it to you at all. I think you could use it perhaps better than I.
So as I just hand the two, pass them back and forth.
Yeah.
As I'm holding the spear, just sort of staring at it, and just talking to the group, but not looking at you guys, just sort of looking at the spear. How is everybody else feeling? Maybe in particular you, Naya. If you recall earlier, I don't even know what day it is. The days have passed, but I just didn't want to wear that amulet anymore. I just couldn't understand something. It was a feeling that was deep. I suspect it might be that lycanthropy maybe taking hold, which is why I had to give it up. Something's off. Just curious if anybody else feels that way.
As far as like, excuse me, I'm aspirating.
I didn't mean to excite you so much, Melina. Maybe you should take a few minutes. I know you're getting choked up over my feelings.
Yeah, what's that?
It's normal to me. I can still turn invisible.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
He's got the ligma.
Yeah. I was sipping water, and okay. I haven't had the jewel in my possession in some time, but I think that even after when using the altar, perhaps it's enhanced it, or perhaps it's done something. We'd be able to put the two pieces together, and we've learned more about it. I don't know if those powers still reside in it. I don't even. She looks to Nia and see. So Nia, you had the jewel. Where is it currently?
Nia, kind of, she just kind of points her thumb at Julian. And she's like, Julian wanted to have it for a bit, so I passed it on to him our first night back. So he's had it all week.
He'll pull it up by the chain that he from underneath his cloak where he had it hidden. I'm wearing it.
Well, does the Elixian still speak to it? Is his voice still able to enhance you at all?
Doesn't seem any different to me. Well, it's stronger now than it was before. There are more abilities. Seems to be more that I can do with it than I was able to do before, but I can still turn invisible and still has the light and all that.
Can you still turn invisible?
Yeah, I want to clarify that because I got confused, sort of. What abilities does this jewel now grant if you choose?
You gain, in its dormant state, while wearing it, you have 3 charges, and one of them can be used to cast an invisibility spell. In its awakened state, those charges get increased to +5, you get +2 to your armor class, and now you can also use the charges to shake off being grappled, paralyzed, or restrained. And you can invoke essentially Melina's essence to allow a creature to re-roll certain dice using another one of its charges. The entire handout is presented forth.
So that
Before when it gave us our class features, mine was being able to turn invisible. So from
A little
Julian's
bit of
perspective, it
everybody's,
didn't really
yeah.
change. It
A little
didn't
bit of
change.
everybody
It's
is
just
like
gotten
rubbing off on
stronger.
this thing, yeah.
Well, it seems like all those who have worn it, some of their essence have rubbed off on it. We're getting closer with Elixion. I'm sorry that it had such an effect on you, though. It looked like it was wearing you down. I can't imagine what it was like to be in that state for so long.
Yeah, we typically maybe an hour maybe a little more for the stronger willed can stay in that lichen form. But between them, we need to rest. It is draining, constantly being in pure focus to control yourself. That Joel absolutely made it just so easy. But I think I may need to rest here. Yes, I think I would like to go to bed now.
Right.
And
Right.
with that, Zeno just sort of goes to his room.
Are Prolix and Questions sharing a room?
They're currently conducting research together.
Hey.
What kind of dealings are going on in there?
Hey, I'm not judging.
Shut the door. Privacy.
Riot's gonna look at Zeno and be like, "Can I bunk with you?"
Sure.
Well, if everyone's making their ways to their room, might as well turn in for the night. I have a lot of scribing to do. Well, actually, I'll have taken that week to have done it. I'll have to adjust.
Sure. As you run through your head of all the things you have to do, you hear a knock at your door. Standing at the threshold, you see Galceriad.
Where that boy at?
Okay, fine. I'll put him on the map. Fight him! Yeah.
Hello!
Show me that pretty token.
Mhm.
Let me gaze into your beautiful eyes.
What was that?
Galceriad, no. Galceriad, I didn't expect to see you. Is there anything I can help you with?
Help? No, you've helped quite enough. I just want to deliver to you the courtesy of letting you know that my party and I are departing. Bazan, we're ready to move on. I suppose a thanks is due to you and your group for all the help we've provided. Part of me is sorry of how things have played out, but I do look forward to seeing you in Akarel should you join us. I suppose we'll find some means of communicating or cross paths again.
Well, thank you for letting me know. We'll probably be heading out here momentarily as well, just wrapping up a couple things and gathering ourselves. I'm glad you guys had stayed long enough, and we had 2 teleportation tablets to give to you.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm trying to think of anything else. Actually, she'll step outside and kind of move her. Or, excuse me, I'll go this way. And she'll ask him, "But how are you holding up? It seems like tensions were a little high. I hope everything's okay to smooth over with you and the rest of the group. I know it was a tense moment."
How am I holding up? I don't know. I feel like the rest of them don't really understand my point of view. Most of them disagree. But maybe they'll see it as I've seen it in time. I don't know. This has been a mess, and roll me insight.
Insight. It's on normal. 19.
19? He's hard to read, but from the way he's phrasing himself and holds himself up, you've known him long enough to know that this person has certain insecurities, especially when it comes down to his skill as a neophyte magician, as he's told you before. With everything they've been through in Betrayer's Rise, it seems that that's weighing down on him. He feels underqualified for everything his group has encountered so far, and a part of him confides to you in this conversation, you being the closest thing to a peer. As he sort of rants a little bit, that he feels underqualified for everything that his group has encountered, and but all the while, as if you were to try to comfort him or anything, he's just remaining stubbornly refusing to accept help as he continuously says that he's trying to prove his worth as an adventurer, that he is as good as anybody else in his group. That's just sort of the inner turmoil that's going on in his head right now. And he ends up finishing it all off with, self-improvement lies ahead. Ankarel is where I'll find path to even greater growth. Part of me wishes that you join me. We could achieve much together. Though we don't quite see eye to eye, you and I, in certain aspects, I hope that will change. Until we meet again.
Of course. I'll be seeing you in Incorel. Maybe, I don't know, we'll have a talk. Sometimes we disagree and not, but it's healthy to see things from different perspectives.
I'm sure we'll cross paths. You and yours have a way of making waves, so whenever you arrive, we'll hear it. I'm sure, even in a city such as big as Ankarel.
That remains to be seen. But it may not seem like it, but you've pushed further than I think you would give yourself credit for. And everyone, I don't know, I see it. I think we're all growing from this quest that we're on.
I appreciate that.
Well, if you need anything else, or if I find anything in my findings, like before, I would always share it with you. And if you find anything, I have an open door.
I might come visit you in the library of the Cobalt Soul, was it?
Yeah, the library. I'm hoping we'll
No
go there.
promises.
Of course. There's a lot of books there, and I think you'll get lost. Maybe even, who knows? Maybe you'll wear the robe someday, but I won't jump ahead.
That would be the day, he says. A little bit of like that loquacious snark of his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a date! Let's read some books!
Bitch, I'm gay.
Melina's putting her new hubby.
Alright.
But, cool. Well, from one scholar to another, I don't fucking know. Have a good night.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to want to, like,
Get out.
chew
Yeah,
words
yeah.
either. He's just, like, doing you the courtesy of, like, we're leaving.
Okay.
You guys
That's
can stay
fine,
here
yeah.
for a week. We have no reason to stay here for a week. See ya. Yeah.
Melina, you want to cuddle?
No.
Alright. Does that, like, awkward, like, goodbye. Passing through the hallway. Alright, and out of sight.
Well,
With that.
a part of Melina feels bad because everyone else, he's like the only one that everyone else has had a hard time kind of warming up to. And just because of her academic background, she's like, well, yeah, he might be snarky and he might be kind of shitty. Like, he's rough around the edges, though, but he has a lot of worth. So she feels bad that he's kind of in a rough position, or maybe our group doesn't value his insight like as much as Melina would.
Out of character, I'm just saying this to everybody. Ryan is waiting to throw a dust of dryness on him and douse him in seawater. He's been waiting for his chance, hasn't found it.
Alright, guys. Anybody wants to do anything else over the course of this coming week in terms of downtime activities? Riot, you wanted to attune to the sword and train with it.
I also wanted to see if I can get my water Rudis back and give him the book instead.
Your what back?
From Grim, I gave him the water Rudis.
No, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Okay,
That's
never mind.
gone. That's fenced. You like inquire with him over the weekend. He's just like sales final sort of thing.
I'll see if he wants to sell the book, or if you buy the book.
He'll give you 25 gold pieces for it.
Can I try to like get him a little bit more because it was in the library of Betrayer's Rise?
Roll me a
You can
persuasion
do a lot
check.
more than
Yeah,
a lot more than that.
took me like a lot of risk to get this. Yeah, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 6. Fuck. 25 gold.
20 gold.
20. Oh. Sure.
He knows very well he's one of the few outlets you'll be able to sell things here in Bazan, and if you're gonna let him, he's gonna take advantage of that. So, part of you sells him the book, without you have ever opened it and wondering what's inside of it. But okay, that's fine. 20 gold is coin nonetheless.
Yeah, no, Rye is not a book learner. Rye just took it because for the sake of taking it. Rye doesn't read books.
Sure, it paid for your training, so there's that. Anybody else does anything over the course of a week, or can I sort of flip time ahead here?
Flip time.
I'll have to think of a downtime activity in the week. Just
you want to scribe?
I can scribe. I mean, sure, yeah.
Do you want to know how that works?
Real quick? How does it work?
Because we are using downtime activities. Let's see here. Research, scribing a spell scroll, right? That's what you want to do? You want to scribe a spell scroll?
Yeah, I want to put the spell scrolls into my book. I didn't know.
That's part of your wizard's class. You know how that works. Okay.
Well, that was separate. I was going to do that separate. I was going to say, as far as the downtime activity, if I'm doing anything am I like scribing scrolls for the Aurora Watch, or?
It's up to you to decide if you want to scribe a scroll. At the end of that activity, if it's successful, you'll have a scroll. What you do with it is up to you. There's many things you can do in downtime activity. I just thought that you want to scribe a scroll. My mistake.
Do you need an answer now, or can I take?
No, we can do this retroactively.
Oh, okay.
As long as it doesn't change, events going forward. I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, how can that be? I gave you guys like 24,000 fucking gold pieces. I mean, what is wrong with me? But we'll see where that leads.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna make a note of it right now.
I'm gonna chew on that tonight. I'm gonna be like, But it is a spell scroll. It is what it is. Fair enough. So you can think about that retroactively. We'll do that later. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess we can do it another time. We've been doing a lot of RP. I know, Will, you had said, do you want to learn about characters' backstories or all that stuff, but we've been doing a lot of RP. Do you want to save that for another session, or?
We can do that next session when we're in on Corral.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it's 9 o'clock right now. It's getting close to the end. I don't think we would even get close to ending.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely next session, though.
Okay, that's fine.
I would say that perhaps we can roll a history check on the Crystal University, so we have somewhat of an idea of it, perhaps, if Tom will let us.
I will let you do a lot of things. What is it exactly you want to do, though? I understand you want to roll history, but what are you doing as a character?
Riot wants to know what the university is. What information do they just teach? Do they look for information? Do they look for stuff in history? Okay. Kind of because they've been there in Bazzoxan, and they learned from Elixir that he deflected the Ruiner's blade. He wasn't sure if there was information of where the temple might be.
So what I'm hearing is you just want to go based off just history call from your character, just from what your character knows, right? Go ahead and roll me history.
He doesn't know much.
Sure.
9.
Having never been to Ankarel, you know absolutely nothing about the Crystal Chateau place except for what you've heard so far.
Okay. Alright, that's it.
Okay. Comment of the week. It's a new day. Eventually your group gathers around, and Prolix informs you that he has made all due preparations to leave this place. Is packed up, and by your command, he will aid you in getting to Ankarel should you choose to. This is really your last chance to decide if there's anything you want to do on this continent before moving on to a place far, far from here.
I would like to go back all the way to Rexitrum, please.
I don't want to do anything here, but I think that at some point we have to cover the dream I have. Tom.
Would you like to do it now?
I'm just pointing it out. Doesn't matter if it happens now, next session. Just don't.
I'm very much down to do it right now.
It would sound weird to, all right, what are we doing for an entire week? And then all of a sudden, let's go back 1 week. And
No,
have
we
it
can be
settled.
like, this is the cusp of the
Tell-
7th
tell-
day, day and night
do it
pass.
all.
As the dawn begins to crest upon the last of the 10 days here, you are still in your room, in your bed, surfing the astral sea of dreams. If you'd like to describe what sort of experience you're going through, I'm more than welcome to experience that with you.
Yeah. Yes. Let me pull it up. I wrote some things, everybody. Well, actually, Riot, you're bumping with me, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're in our own room here, after that night, where we had traded weapons, the next morning, I'd wake up, or when you wake up, you'd see me sort of praying. A little odd at first, not normal character. And then noticing you're awake, I would say, Riot, I had a dream. At least I think it was a dream. Which was Sahanine. She, I think it was her. It had to have been her. She gave me some visions. She's gave me a vision of me and my lichen form, howling at the moon, at the moonlight, but it was empowering. And then it was very fluid, just sort of like a painting washing over itself and a new image forming. Followed by, I think, maybe flashes of, I could only assume the future, I don't know, potential, new abilities that I think I've been bestowed. I'm confident it was her. It only makes sense. That was her trying to reach me. That was that odd feeling that I've been having. And all I needed was some rest. It was the only way she could get to me, was rest. I don't know why, or I don't know why she reached out to me. Maybe it was actions we performed there in Betrayer's Rise, or even perhaps that journal I had sacrificed early on, parting at the last bit of a binding item I had to my past. Perhaps sacrificing that was the reason. I don't know, whatever her reasons may be, but she came to me, and I'm very much inspired and motivated by her. Have you had any interactions with Sahanine? And as he looks at you, his eyes are pitch black with white pupils, completely different, almost like the moonlight in the abyss of the cosmos. Have you had any interactions with Sahanine? This is new to me. This is a new feeling.
Riot would smile softly and say, deities, Zaheen, and all the rest, they work in odd ways. They don't always come out and just say what they think. I've been. It feels like I've been visited by her before. Her and Melora. I think the actions and what you stand for, and perhaps the beast inside you that is very connected to the moon itself could be why you drew her eyes. You stood fast within the betrayer's rise. You fell down only to get back up to fight some more. She has seen your will. There's something in this amulet within the fate that's been put towards us that I think all of us have something watching over us. I don't like the idea of thinking that our fate is put down for us, but I like to believe that our choices dictate our fate. It seems, and Riot will actually lead in looking at your eyes, it seems that she has chosen you. Your eyes look different than they were before. And Riot would cast a good berry and pull it out, and Zeno, if he looks close enough, would see similar sparkles of starlight across the berry. And Riot would pull it up to his eyes and say, "There's a similar light in your eyes currently to that of starlight. Perhaps she is here to lend you aid and help you guide your path. Perhaps she can help you with your control over your lycanthropy whenever you change. I do not know. But it seems like she has, very much so, helped alter your life in a way that I've been altered as well."
I appreciate those words. I feel I've been chosen for something. Yes, the story will tell itself. But for now, this feels right. This feels right.
Then perhaps I believe we should perhaps try to be the front line for everybody else and let our deities assist us in the way we move forward. Before we leave here, I will be getting some pen and paper or ink and parchment to write the chronologues of all of our stories, as much as I'm able to learn or people are willing to share, so that if I fall, somebody else can pick up the work or can read and get to know all of us a little bit better and what we're trying to accomplish. I believe that everything we do, we're doing for the right reason. Something more important than perhaps our own lives, but I don't want to see anybody fall.
I agree with that. I now have a level in cleric.
As you reflect on your companion's words and your own thoughts, your fingers reflexively trace the edge of the journal in your hands, a familiar thing that's been with you for years, recently lost, and somehow, by divine intervention, seemingly recovered. Your journal, the one you tossed into the urn of the abyss, into oblivion to be forgotten, returned to you by the hand of gods. Changed. Filled with both your stories intertwined with teachings of the divine Sehanine, of your people, of your elven heritage and ancient histories past. These teachings, may they guide you and your companions moving forward. A little gift, a start, a push of destiny.
I just hold it, glance through it, but perhaps another time I'll read more thoroughly through it.
All due things in time.
It would seem that they're already smiling upon you. Perhaps the favor will continue on our travels.
Outside, Precipitation forms droplets on the glass window. It is a cold, gloomy day in Bazazan. As you begin to prepare for the day ahead, you see Prolix walk by the hallway, tablet in hand. He checks on you, checks on the rest of your party members, and attempts to gather you around. All set. I think that my work here is concluded. Are you ready?
Raya would open the door and walk out and nod. And where we're going, we can get parchment and ink, correct?
Oh yeah, plenty of that, friend.
Then I would like to obtain some eventually.
I don't see any reason why we should waste our time here any longer. Ahead of us lie exciting things. I look forward to introducing you to my superiors. Julian! Morning,
I'm
Julian!
Why are you saying warning?
It is morning.
Oh, it's morning, not morning. God, yeah, I'm here.
Are you all ready to depart?
I will move my token.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think we have everything we need. I think we're all ready to get out of this place. Just hopefully, this will all end sometime for them.
I will start an enchantment. Once the spell is activated, we will have a mere few seconds to jump into the circle and depart together. Make sure that you're in the circle, otherwise you'll be left behind, and I cannot stress this enough. You will be left behind.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He begins chanting under his breath. You see the tablet begin to glow in his hand, and he begins to pry it, crack it apart into two pieces. And then becomes dust in his hands, the dust glowing this arcane blue color. He manifests forth a circle in the air and then places both his hands toward the floor. A circle begins to spread beneath his feet, 10 feet wide, from one side of the wall to the other. Everybody ready? Where's Dia? Oh god, where's Dia? We're leaving her behind.
Yeah, you ready?
She slept in.
You about to roll a new character, girl?
Quickly, Julia, grab her! Julia, you
have
can't get hold of this any longer.
Jin, look out, grab Nia and drag her back.
Like rolled up in the blanket like a burrito. Just
Yeah.
down the hallway, just toss her in. Alright.
Is that difficult terrain while carrying somebody?
You make it just in the nick of time.
I got 30. I got like 50 feet of movement left.
Fair
I can
enough.
Jump in with her.
I think Megan already fell asleep at the desk. As he releases the pulse of magic into the circle, you begin to see it spread out and then up off the floor, hovering a few inches and then levitating at your feet toward the ceiling. You begin to feel a little bit weightless as the environment around you shifts. There's a flash of white as you, my friends, are elsewhere.
I feel around him. Shimmer, where are you? There you are, Shimmer. Good boy.
You grab onto Shimmer at the nick of time as you apparate elsewhere. All right, people. One by one, out of the flash of blue, into the bright sunlight. As you realize you've traveled some distance, there's a little bit of a change of time of day. The chilly air and gloomy clouds of Bazazan are replaced in an instant by a dry heat and a brilliant blue sky visible through arched windows of a magnificent building, the walls of which are made of this brilliant white marble. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust to the bright light. Beneath your feet, the teleportation circle, you can see that the magic glow is slowly subsiding. A permanent teleportation circle stands in the center of this austere domed building. There's a certain smell on the air here, carried from somewhere else. that of sage and cooked meats. You glance toward the view outside. You see people dressed in bright-colored silks, robes, cloth pants, sandals. Most have this bronze, sun-withered skin and wear fashionable clothing that reflect the abundance of one of Exandria's greatest cities. Located thousands of miles from Wildmount and Karel, a vibrant and live city, a sharp contrast to the war-scarred land you left behind. Instead of the grim towers and besieged house of Bazzoxan, you now find yourselves in a realm of sprawling roads and towering structures, humming with life, all surrounded by the golden dunes of the Marquesian Desert. In this bustling metropolis, you will find no shortage of opportunities for adventurers. We're here. Everybody arrived in one piece? Good. Prolix steps off the teleportation platform and out of the building through this wide, arched entrance flanked by 2 guardsmen in this ornamental set of armor, deep blue sapphire and brass. He presents his badge to the guards and motions for you to follow him. Welcome to Ankarel, as we'll pick up from here next session.
Julian's looking around in awe, and it's just bright and hot. Oh my god.
You begin to regret that you did not prepare clothing ahead of time, as you're already sweating in this 45 degrees Celsius weather.
Would this be like...
Wait, I gotta Google that.
Would this be like the normal temperature I would be used to on the plains over by the sun and the ocean and
Not
everything?
at all. You're in a dry heat desert. This is not a coastal...
Nia would be used to it, wouldn't she? From
113 degrees.
Yes. Guys, as somebody who lived in a desert, this hits different. you gotta experience it.
Desert.
Yeah.
113. It might be 113, but there's no moisture. There's no like water.
It's a
That is
dry
true.
heat, yeah.
It's a dry heat.
It's like Florida.
That's what makes...
Yeah.
Florida's not dry.
Florida.
Yeah.
No.
Some
No.
areas of Florida are. Some Florida areas are.
muggy as fuck.
Some areas.
I think it's more like Arizona.
No, all of Florida is humid. It'd be close. It'd be closer to Las Vegas, Nevada,
Yeah.
or New Mexico in the United States at best.
It just gets cold as fuck at night. Depending on the seasons, but
Sure does.
Canada has a place that would really be like an equivalent of like a dry desert. Because even like the prairies, I think they get some level of humidity.
Aren't there magic items that always keep you comfortable or some shit like that? We're rich
Probably.
now.
Resistant to fire or something.
I
There's...
think it's like a cloak of comfort or some shit like that, where it's just you always feel the perfect temperature or something, no matter how cold or hot it is outside.
You know what Zeno needs is the cloak of billowing.
Does it just always have a breeze?
No, the cloak of billowing, it helps you strike dramatic poses.
Yeah, very stoic.
Does Riot have like a hidden like dream of becoming a model?
No.
Striking the runway?
No,
Hitting
that
on
might be
all them
Australia.
poses?
I'm pretty sure this was an item that you guys had in Curse of Strahd, but I might be wrong.
no, that was the boots of coldness that I think you might be thinking of, or the boots of cold weather or something that makes you feel
Maybe.
comfortable, or it's a ring, but that was for cold weather.
Oh, right. You guys had like a ring of warmth. You were
Yeah.
always felt fine no matter how cold it was outside. Surely there's like a cold, hot equivalent.
Probably, but don't you
Oh.
being a drow have, or excuse me, a drow have like negatives?
I'm only half dry.
Half drow. So do you
Right.
not have like sunlight? Whatever it's called.
Sunlight sensitivity.
Sensitivity. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Especially here. That will be nice
Yeah.
not to.
It's coming into. For a second, I thought that that most of this campaign was gonna take place in like underground temples and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, I guess I could have played a drow and it would not have been a problem.
And then we go to the sunniest place in the world.
When we were playing with Mac, we spent so much time traveling through the desert. I was like, fuck, playing a drow is awful.
Well,
There
you
was like
still
a
have that
there was like
cloak,
a
right?
fight
So it'll
every
help
day.
you.
I don't know if Tom would roll the same way, that I can just put a hood over my head and cancel that out.
Didn't you just get sunglasses and you're like, yeah, you're fine? It's like, what?
I didn't. We were going to get me sunglasses. It would have been great, but that was in the works.
Oh well. New campaign.
Well, thanks, guys, for a great session. I'm gonna go take a bath. You guys have a good night. Bye bye.
Have a
Fun
good
session.
one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
9:30.
I guess. Here's a question: when you put stuff in the Infernal puzzle box, does it get heavier, or does it like cancel out the weight of anything you put in it?
It's a box. Doesn't cancel
It's
out
just a
weight.
box. Okay. I'm still gonna put my my platinum bar.
Sure.
Who has the platinum bars? We only have 4 of them.
Everyone
Oh
but
well,
Riot.
you and
Everybody
well,
right?
you
Okay.
and Tom were in the whisper chat. We just divided it amongst the 4 of us. So
Sounds good.
all of us have one, except you.
There's one task to take care of in the future. But it was good to do a lot of that RP. We can also do more character stuff some other time too.
Yeah. And the other 4 gems, so Zeno, Melina, Naya, and Julian all have one of those ones from the disc, right?
Zeno does not. He gave a gem to each of you, so there's
Oh.
4 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
How much
I
are those
didn't
gems
mark that
for?
down.
100 each.
Is it another ruby?
Cool.
It's like a. Tom described it as like a ruddy kind of color. Jesus, hold on. I gotta fucking.
Yeah, it was like it's red with a look. You described it as red with a bit of kind of a rusty tone at the bottom of it.
GP.
They're spinels, if you're curious.
Spinels. Okay.
Spinel.
That was the same thing off of the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Spinels. There you go.
There's really transparent red, brown, maybe tints of green here and there, but yeah. 100 gold pieces is usually the worth of them. They're used often to trade instead of gold coins, because merchants don't want to handle like a whole bunch of coins back and forth.
Yeah.
That's where bars and gemstones come in.
The one thing we should get is some more, a few more diamonds worth a couple, like 300 gold. So if people go down, at least I can bring them back to life.
Did you take the Revivify spell?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. So
We
yeah,
just-
we just need some diamonds.
We need to get some more diamonds. I have 1 diamond that I looted from the Dragon Horde because it was placed down on the
You
ground.
did get that. Yeah,
I only have
awesome.
1, yeah. But if we can get more to keep people alive, that'd be fantastic. I've seen how useful they are in Critical Role Season 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look through a list of stuff.
Let's
See
see.
what we can do.
It's the only one that I need components for that get used up. Man, I wish I had that control water cantrip now. Yeah, control water or something like that for the desert.
I think that's only like a level 1 spell. You can switch that out after a long rest.
It's a cantrip.
He's thinking of the
Oh,
cantrip.
that's just, because there's another spell. There's shape water, yeah.
Shape water, that's it. Like you can create water out of
Isn't that
moisture or
fourth
something.
level,
Like that.
or am I thinking something else?
No,
it's
you're
cantrip.
thinking of the spell. There's multiple things with water. The cantrip is shape water, but you don't create it. You have to already have water present, and you shape it, and with a couple other features. But you don't create it. There's create water or destroy water.
It is
which
first level
That's
spell.
level 1 spell.
Yeah, that's a level 1, and that allows you to create up to 15 gallons. I think at level 1, or destroy it.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that allows you to actually like move the water like in a whirlpool, or like completely part it like Moses and the Red Sea or whatever. That's a level 4 spell. Can't remember the name of it.
I mean, I can always get rid of like detect magic or something like that for create or destroy water. I mean, lesser restoration I think is going to be too useful to get rid of.
I mean, you can literally change up whatever you want. I mean, nothing's really technically a bad choice, I guess, however you want to look at it. Plus, you can switch it out at a long rest. So, as long as we know beforehand what we're doing, you can always get a little bit of a preparation.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see what spell I would get rid of. The only thing I can think of is pass without a trace.
I mean, that's a fair trade. I mean, what other level ones do you have? If it's a level
pass
1?
with a trace is level 2, but no, I have Cure Wounds, Absorb Element, Detect Magic, and I took Thunderwave.
I mean, I have Detect Magic. I can only just cast it as a ritual.
Oh, so I do that too, so I don't have to use up a slot. That would be another long rest though, because I've already taken the spells for at least today.
Yeah, I already have everything fixed.
Well,
wait,
I feel like we should try doing this fighting ring. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind learning more about it. See who the scars are.
It'd be funny if they
Scar
didn't allow
bears.
team fights in the arena. It was just a 1v1. Tournament
I'd
style.
I would fucking just go down.
How confident
instantly.
are you guys in your 1v1 skills?
Not at all.
It depends on who you're fighting against.
I have like 0 damage. I would just constantly just be delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
He hits you, Chrono Shift. No, it almost makes it sound like it's like maybe like match per match of fighting beasts or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Oh, you don't think it'd be against people?
Might be.
Well, from what the captain says, like they hunt beasts for it.
Gotcha.
Maybe at the end, after you fight all the beasts, they're like, all right, hunters versus hunters or something shit. I don't know.
Free for all.
They're just like, yeah, we have medics on the side. There's like a bunch of clerics, and they're just like, Jesus Christ, like, I just watched a man get eviscerated by an owl bear, and I had to put his guts back together, and he's fine. Like, God, those clerics are just seeing so much crap.
Well, I have to go. This was a lot of fun. I'm really happy with how much role playing we got to do, and it was really fun doing that dagger game.
Yeah, we can always do more character stuff next time or whenever we get. Whenever we're not busy with something.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're kind of getting a little to the point where it's like, alright, we're getting invested, yet we don't really know too much about each other, except for like what we've endured.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun doing that roleplay with Zeno after his dream that he got. Creating more of a bond between characters.
For sure.
I'm looking forward to this. All this takes us, and I will be. As for Ride, I'll be getting a pen and paper, and I'll see if I can find the time to write little stories and stuff on a Word document for like little like short stories for our characters that Ride creates on our adventures.
That'd be funny. I think I'm gonna take off as well.
Okay.
Here's everybody.
Alright. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Night.